Hello everyone and welcome to Onyx Path Publishing Con. This is Dork Tales, and this equipment has not been tested for Technocracy Reloaded. How's it going, everybody? I am your storyteller for the day, Kelly. This is actually my channel, so I'm very pleased to be able to run the first game of Onyx Path Con that's going to be running on Dork Tales as Dork Tales. I think I'm also running the last one. But, so this is fantastic. Great to have you here. And great to see everybody in the chat. Quick thing, I'm going to do some internet introductions for me and my players, and then we're going to get into the fun. This is a game set in the world of Mage the Ascension, which is a World of Darkness title, and is actually my first role-playing game, and the one that I've been running for the past 20 years. Now, a little bit up front, I have less experience running Mage 20th edition, and I do have 20 years of house rules in my head. So if I say something that isn't quite in accordance with Mage 20th edition, sue me. Don't sue me. This is a Technocracy game. You probably have lawyers. So in that case, just we're gonna go through this because this is a prep game. Because I'm very excited to say that Dork Tales is going to begin running our very own Victorian era Mage game next month. A fully costumed epic that I really hope that you'll stick around and come back for. So, as I said, I'm Kelly, I'm the storyteller, I use he and him pronouns, and I'm very excited to be here because I have not ran Mage in a couple of years, and having the chance to do this for Onyx PathCon is fantastic. Without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to my players, and we can start introducing them. Next, what I'd like you to do is tell me who you are, your pronouns, as well as where they can find you, and then who you're playing. Starting with Amy.
All right, hello, I am Amy. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns. I am playing Agent Abigail Seig from the NWO. Amy, the player, can be found on Twitch at Paradoxical Ghoul. And what else did you want to know? There was something. I'm excited.
So, what are you excited about with your character?
I am excited that she has many points in firearms.
That is okay. That is very valid. All right.
Fair enough.
All right, so next over, I'm going to pass it over to James.
Hello there, I'm James. I use he, him pronouns, and today I am you can find me as Otheon on Twitch. I stream sometimes, but not too often, but mostly around here as part of the Dork Tales team. And today I'm playing Dr. Jacob Vosh, the progenitor, who basically does all the medical science and gets into a bit of strange areas of science as well.
Is it lupus?
It can be. It depends on whether I can weaponize it or not.
Oh, fair enough. All right, we're going to complete the circle going down to Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Harper Campbell, the Syndicate. I'm very excited to have Resources 5 and just throw money at everything.
Real life wishes.
Right. So nice. I am Achille Daniels on Twitch. I don't really stream except through Dork Tales, so you can find me at Dork Tales.
Sounds good. And then finally, our new Mage player who has never played Mage before. Hi, Robin.
Hi. Yeah, brand new, first time playing it. So go easy on me, chat. But I'm Robin. I use she, they pronouns, and you can find me mostly on Dork Tales, but I also do a bit of streaming on at Second Gen Gamer. And I'm playing Alexis Kaplan, a void engineer who basically sits out on the outback and monitors for strange beings out there. And it's going to be a great day. It shall be apples, as they say.
All right. So, a couple of things going into this real quick. I just want to run through your characters, and then we'll start the module. Well, not module. I had a brief write-up I'm working on, which is one of the story seeds out of Technocracy Reloaded, and I think you're going to like it. Real quick, there were some questions before game. What I'd like is everyone please take your genius or avatar rating, depending on how you wrote it down, in points of quintessence or primal energy if you are using the correct terminology. Not one of those deviants.
Okay.
Oh, those deviants.
So I have Genius 1.
Okay. So you will have 1 point of primal energy. Starting.
Yay.
Okay. Robin, primal energy. You'll have a wheel at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
What you do is you start feeling, used to fill it in a clockwise pattern for primal energy. When I give you paradox, you will fill it in a counterclockwise pattern on the other side of that dot. When they meet, paradox wins. And when it's completely full of paradox,
eats your quintessence.
Yeah, and when it's full of paradox completely, it probably eats you. So, you know.
I've had that happen.
Yes, it was a great game.
was.
So most of us are Mage the Ascension LARPers as well. So we played it for way too long. Okay, so a couple of quick things as well. For those of you who are not used to the World of Darkness system, this game is using 10-sided dice. You are going to assemble dice pools, which are usually an attribute plus an ability. All right, you'll roll those against a non-set difficulty. So what that means is, depending on the action, you wait for me to tell you what it is. If I say it's standard difficulty, that means you're rolling looking for 6s and up. Okay, if you roll under, that's a fail. Also, if you roll 0 successes and a 1, you have botched. Don't do that. When you're casting magic, there are a number of modifiers that we will apply, but if you roll your dice, you are only rolling your enlightenment score to cast magic, which is kind of rough. You can spend a point of willpower to gain a success on any roll before you make the roll. This also prevents you from botching. Very useful for spellcasting. And then the last thing is, if you are to take damage, there are 3 types of damage. Robin, I'm going to explain this to you real quick because you've never played any Chronicles or World games. I think maybe a one-shot. Okay. Bashing damage is direct damage that just kind of bruises you up, might break a bone if you take enough of it. Okay? It's flat damage. What you'll do is in your health boxes, you'll put a slash. Lethal damage is anything that pierces the skin, breaks bones, or causes grievous bodily harm that could kill you. You will put an X in that. And aggravated damage is caused by magic or incredible trauma. You might as well just shade in the entire damn box at that point, because that's not coming back in this game. And I do have some things in this game that will deal heavy amounts of aggravated damage. So, have fun. With that, there were some other questions. James, you asked if you could have your staff tag along.
Yes,
I'm giving you a house team of 3 people. They're not a cult. They're a crew or a...
Staff.
A staff. Put staff.
Yeah, that's a staff. Yeah.
Cult.
Awesome.
That's very passé, James. But okay, anything else on your sheet that you need me to clear out?
No, I think that covers everything that I need.
Sounds good. All right. Jen, you wanted to requisition something or buy something?
Between my resources and my requisitions, I wanted to do that entrance that we talked about.
Oh, yes. That was
Cool.
that would remind me in the chat real quick, but I'm pretty sure I know what you were
Sure.
what you said before.
Yeah.
Amy, you wish to requisition a flamethrower for Abigail Seig.
Yes.
Sure. Can you find the stats for a flamethrower? Check M20. There should be a flamethrower or flamethrower adjacent thing that you can acquire. Now, because you're using requisitions, usually that means that you can get a magical item,
Okay.
I believe. So this requisition could be like a James Bond gizmo that's a flamethrower. So if you want it to be a smaller, compact, like flamethrower the size of like, you know, a submachine gun rather than a, you know, backpack tank one,
Yeah.
I'll allow that.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
I'm waiting for things to...
And finally, Robin, I know you're lost in the woods. We'll walk you through this and the chat's going to love you. So is there any question that you have from any backgrounds or anything that you have?
Well, yeah, I wanted to know how to get like a shotgun.
You can have a shotgun.
Cool.
Congratulations. You live in the Australian outback. You have a shotgun. Not because that's the way that Australia works, but because you have a special license for it. Because the Technocracy is not going to just let you go into the middle of the outback to fight like mutant kangaroos.
Yeah.
And so you can find the stats for that in Mage 20th, which I am right on. So what you are going to have is... do you want a 12 gauge? Do you want a semi-automatic? You're not getting an assault, or do you want a sawed-off?
What does the most damage?
They all do 8.
Okay.
So you're going to take the semi-automatic Bernelli M4 that has a clip of 6+1, meaning you can load the barrel and the rest of the stock. It has a rate of 3. Has a rate of 3? Why does it have a rate of 3?
Where are you finding this? Just because I would like
so
to
you
have
can
this.
skim that. It's on page 452 of Mage 20th. That's also where the rest of the guns are for those of you who are looking for them. You found my god damn it. Okay. NWO.
I should probably also have like a standard gun though too. Probably.
Yes, you may.
Yeah, I was hoping. Yeah, maybe same for like a pistol.
All of
for
you
myself.
can acquire a standard issue sidearm.
Okay.
If you want anything bigger than that, you got to ask Nice right now.
Can I have tear gas?
You may have one tear gas.
Okay.
But only
May I
because
have a taser for shocking things to
You're a woman in the world of darkness. If you didn't have a taser, I would be very surprised.
So what counts as a standard sidearm? Because there's a whole lot of guns here.
I would say a standard sidearm would be any light pistol or revolver.
There's also Technocracy sidearms underneath the ranged.
Yes, there is. Stuff. This book is very large for those of you who don't know it. Technocracy sidearms, I would say that any of the protectors could work.
Okay.
Protectors are basically space guns. Can you have a bazooka? Nacro in the chat, yes, you can have a bazooka. And it can summon a dragon, because I know that was your next question. It always is your next question, and that's why we love you. And I'm trying to keep your entire hat and frame, Robin, but it's difficult.
I understand.
It's important. Okay, I think I got it. I got it.
I'll make sure I lean back more to.
That sounds good. It is raining really heavily, so I apologize if you hear any rain noise. And without further ado, we got to get this show on the road. Oh, Jen.
One quick thing. I just want to point out that, like, Robin's new. The other three of us have Kelly's 20 years of house rules in our heads.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So we also might be referring to things slightly out of not quite M20, more revised leaning or anything like that.
That is absolutely the case. And if that is the case, comment at me. It's my fault. Okay, I'm the one that led them down the wrong path.
He's trained us. We're just...
And I think my house rules are great, and I love them. But I'm running for Onyx Path today, so I will try to do this the way that the Union has approved in the pre-approved pack that Agent Leg sent me earlier today. All right, so without further ado, someone's going to rev their car across the street, and we are going to begin. It's a typical day in the Australian summer. All of you have arrived, landing at Perth International Airport. You make your way, you with your crew doctor, the rest of you making your own way to the facility that you have been informed that you will be assembling at. None of you have met each other before. Perhaps you have. It's irrelevant. The Union requires you to do a task, and you will perform this task to the best of your ability. As you travel, making your way across the slowly encroaching desert, heading out of the city limits and toward the small town of Benkuben. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize, Australia. To Benkuben. A remote spot. Far enough out from Perth that you can do the correct amount of testing that advanced scientific procedures require. Each of you has received a bit of information about this. You know that there is a facility, an MMDS facility, to be precise. And who could tell me what MMDS stands for?
Oh, I looked it up and now I can't remember.
Okay. Do you remember which convention that is?
Iteration X.
All right, so Iteration X facility, the one group that you do not have with you. The mechanists and cyborgs and robotic specialists of the Technocracy. As you make your way out, you know that the MMDS facility was working on a new toy of theirs. A device known as... Sorry, I have the nickname for it in my head. Let me just double check. A device known as a quantum cannon. Apparently, this device has the ability to draw on nascent primal energy, creating a spatial and temporal dilation effect that can eradicate you a second before it hits you. It's a neat device, and some of you are probably very excited about this. As you are headed down the road and acquiring your passage in different ways, Harper, you are looking over financials. The research budget that has gone into this device right now is in the billions. Right now, I would say that it's got about $100 billion investment into this weapon. Oh, pardon me, 100 billion is a little high. Let's go 10 billion. 10 billion.
Fair, but that's why I'm here.
And the rest of you will find yourself headed to the MMDS facility. It's a large building. Quite immense, actually. It's about about 6 stories tall by any normal building standard, but it stretches out almost like an aircraft factory. Those of you who watch modern television would probably, or movies, would compare it to, say, like the Avengers facility from the movies. That short, squat shopping mall look, where it kind of just stretches out as far as you can see. Taking the SUV cab as you do, Dr. Vosh, you and your assistants. What are your assistants' names?
I've got Phillips, Anderson, and Duggins.
Duggins, and can I ask an important question? Can you
Sure.
give me the genders of these 3?
Phillips and Anderson are both male. Duggins is female.
I was really hoping you would say that it wasn't Mr. Anderson, but I'll run with it. Okay.
He gets a lot of gaff for that.
Okay. That sounds good. All right. As you approach, you'll pull up around the tremendous roundabout, and an agent will step out, dressed in a simple suit and tie, and will open your car door for you. Dr. Vosh?
Yes.
I'm Thomas Spring. Nice to meet you. I'm going to be conveying you and the rest of your team in to meet. Meet with Dr. Carmody.
Sounds good. We'll just grab our equipment here quick.
Absolutely. Take your time. Fellows, can you get over here? Give me a hand. Help them get in. A couple of people come with to offer some dollies and some carts, basically, like big construction ones that seem to be used for probably moving engine parts and other mechanized things. This isn't like checking into the Four Seasons. It's not a typical rolly cart. They'll approach and start to help you move stuff in. And as that happens,
Phillips, make sure they don't put any of the delicate stuff on there, all right?
Absolutely,
You carry that
Doctor.
in.
Another car pulls up. A black sedan. A rental. Thomas, Mr. Spring, heads around the side, and before he can open the door, it cracks open in front of him, and who steps out? I believe it's Abigail. Abigail. As you step out, a man in a simple suit and tie stands in front of you. Hi, I'm Mr. Spring. I believe we spoke on the phone. Do you have anything that I can take?
I've got it.
Absolutely. Your local contact is right here, actually. And as he says that, a car horn is going to blare, and a drop-top Jeep. Looks like probably a Technocratic model. Some modifications for the Outback. Bits of Outback shrub wedged underneath the bumper. Maybe a bit of a bloodstain along a wheel well that the driver probably doesn't notice when she gets in and out of her car. Is heading down the road and pulls up right alongside of you. Speak of the devil. Ms. Kaplan. Nice to meet you again.
Oh, hello. How's it going?
We're just waiting for one more. If you can, do you have anything that that I can help with? Can I?
Nah, I got my back, my small pack on my back. I got my shotgun and my pistol. I don't need any help from you, but no worries. It's you little ripper.
Absolutely. Overhead, you can hear the sound of chopper blades. In the center of the giant roundabout in front is a helipad, and a sleek helicopter slowly descends. What does it look like, Harper?
It looks expensive.
So what color is it? Is it silver? Is it black?
It's jet black. That kind, and with like the smooth sides that think of Think of like a Tesla, but a helicopter.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
You got Elon Musk on speed dial, so that's good.
Right.
He owes you $20, which is rich people speak for $2 million. Does it have a corporate logo on the side? Is it like Campbell Co. or something like that? Or is it just sleek,
It's just
anonymous?
Just sleek, anonymous. Yeah.
I'll be right back, he says, and heads over. The chopper will descend, and your pilot, Kara, will lean back. Ma'am, we're touching down now.
Thank you.
Is there anything I can get you before we head off? Your limousine is inbound for any local driving that you'll need.
Thank you. I'm good. But
Okay, sounds good.
that was a good flight. Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed the little bit of sightseeing we were able to do.
I did.
And with that, one of your attachés will stand, open the door, and slide it. And you'll see that the man who, Thomas Spring, you had been sent his bio earlier. Well, of course, Miss Campbell. Please, the rest of the team is here. You sure make an entrance.
Well, thank you, Thomas. I do like to make a bit of an entrance. Little bad habit of mine.
It's a great habit. Please, come with me. We have a lot to do, and it looks like it might rain.
Yes, it does that. All right. Lead on.
Okay. He will bring you over, and you all get a chance to describe yourselves. I'd like you to quickly describe yourself. So we'll start with Jen, because Harper is being led up and is obviously the center of attention at the moment. Describe who is being led over here.
Yeah, so Harper is the leggy blonde in a suit.
Okay.
She's very much that stereotype. Tall heels, like perfectly tailored suit, the blonde hair, but she's talking with Thomas as they're walking along, and she's very like engaged and friendly. As they go. Pardon me?
That was surprising to Thomas, I won't lie.
Yep.
He was not expecting kindness.
Well, sometimes you gotta be, good to the little people.
It's true. All right. Standing in front of another slick black sedan, Abigail. What does Abigail look like?
Abigail is in very practical clothing comparatively. She's got long, dark brown, like almost black hair that is currently down, but, has that distinct ponytail kink because it definitely was in one for way too long. She's about average height, so about, I would say, like 5'5" kind of. And doesn't have much of an expression on. She's got a bit of a resting bitch face going on, and she's watching Harper as she walks.
Your phone will vibrate in your pocket.
Fine.
Okay, cool. When you check it later, let me know.
Sure.
All right. Let's say Alexis. What does Alexis look like, being the next most, tall, being that you're standing in, the driver's seat of a Jeep?
So, Alexis, she has nice kind of coppery long hair. She wears that traditional, like, Outback hat, wearing very kind of camo colored, clothing, but like she's very, very outdoorsy, kind of like, Bear Grylls, Steve-O, and like mix of like clothes where she's like a lot of cargo with a lot of, pockets and stuff like that, with various surviving equipment that she might need if she ever goes in the outback. She kind of has like she wears glasses. She kind of looks a bit nerdy, but also like super buff. Like she's wrestled a few things in her lifetime, and she has a very kind of casual, kind of friendly attitude where she's just kind of like laid back, she's ready to have a cold one.
Nice, sounds good. And then finally, guiding the team of young T0 level interns.
Dr. Jacob Vosh. Vosh does not in the traditional sense, look the part of the geeky doctor. He is probably about 6'4", and has looks like he was poured into the business shirt and kind of slick looking slacks and polished shoes that he's wearing. He's got like a bodybuilder's kind of a body, just sculpted, with kind of handsome angular features, and looks like he's pretty comfortable in the temperature as well. No sweat or anything like that. Just
it is quite hot, so that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, but yeah, he's but he definitely does not look the part, even though his underlings that are kind of busy moving around with this crowd of people definitely look more like the traditional kind of geeks. He literally stands a cut above.
The chat is fan casting Dwayne Johnson as Dr. Vosh.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, totally. Yeah, he can.
Not
be
John
Dr.
Cena.
Vosh.
Okay.
That would be...
It really just depends. All right. With that, you are all assembled and shortly are led through the immense lobby. As you are, however, you will notice that it's a very busy facility. There are a lot of agents here. Well, agents, I should say, personnel. Just in common spaces, open messes, everything's open floor plan here, by the way. You're able to clock at least 3-4 dozen employees working, or, well, actually, can I get a perception and empathy roll off of everyone here? So empathy you will find under your talents for those of you who are too used to playing Chronicles of Darkness.
So if we have no dots in something for talents,
if it is a talent, you just roll.
Just roll? Okay.
Yep. This is going to be against a difficulty 6.
So
there's
been a hot second, so
do we reroll 10s?
You only if you have a specialty. By the way, if you have 4 in an attribute or a skill, you may take a specialty on the line.
Okay.
And do 1 subtract.
1s do not subtract.
Okay.
They only count toward botching if you have no successes.
So I think that's 1 success here.
Perfect. That's great.
1 for me.
1, 1, 1. Everybody gets 1. That's all I was hoping for. All right. So
we're all great at this.
It's great. Well, that's all you need. You only need 1 success. As you walk through, you are going to notice that there's not much work being done, first of all. And what seems half-assed or work to rule. But what you're going to notice more than that is the somber atmosphere. A couple of women over in the corner are comforting a man sobbing on a table, his back racked by thick, ropey sobs and convulsions. Some of the women have smeared makeup. Some of the men have smeared makeup too, actually. But, it's 2021. People are upset. And not only that, it's affecting their productivity. And that's what you're going to notice primarily, Alexis. You're going to notice that people look like they might be exhausted or feeling a bit spent, Doctor. And, pardon me, Harper would notice the productivity thing. Alexis would probably notice that people just seem upset, and this is very strange. But Abigail, you're going to notice that there's an air of tension. Looking around, they keep shooting looks at you as you walk, and you all hear the sound. Is that the team? They better find out what the fuck happened. And you're led into an elevator, taken up to the top floor of this, the only other floor, because most of it is open concept. It's more of a loft that overlooks everything, kind of almost like the box at a sports arena. And inside of this office, you will see that there is a tall, about 5'9", woman of Malaysian descent. Kind of tawny brown skin, dark eyes, and just like the barest bits of crow's feet on the edge of her eyes. She has dark hair that is tip-dyed into kind of a flamingo pink. It's faded out slightly, as if she hasn't had time to touch it up in the past few weeks. She's sitting behind the desk and looks absolutely exhausted. As you enter, she will jolt to attention and will stand up to greet you. Hello, good to see you here. I suppose you are the team. My name is Dr. Alexis Carmody. This is my facility. I am the head of testing here. I've read all of your files, so there's no need for introduction. I know each of you. Dr. Vosh, Agent Seig, Miss Campbell, good to meet you again. And of course, Alexis. It's been some time. Please, grab a seat, and we can go over the details, and then I can get out of your hair, so to speak. And she will sit down and turn on a hollow screen in the center of this massive table inside of this room. We're working on a project here known as the Quantum Cannon, nicknamed the Question Mark. I don't make up these names. Recently, there was a test procedure. Yesterday, as a matter of fact. We were performing basic tests. Well, I'm sorry. Can I get you anything to drink?
I'm good.
Yeah, an ice water, if you got it.
Thomas, ice water and San Pellegrino and
Ice water would be fine for me.
Ice water, just anything from the fridge. Dr. Seig? Pardon me. Where's my head today? Agent Seig.
Ice water's fine.
Absolutely. Two of my operatives were leading a test of the quantum cannon. It was a standard test. And it was... The results, of course, were anything but standard. We tried to make it into an official affair. We like to bring in our T0 level employees to give them a chance to see what we're all working toward. To give them a chance to feel like they're really part of the organization here. Potentially to give them a chance to achieve greater enlightenment. We normally have them there doing basic grunt work, testing equipment, doing catering. There were 25 on staff yesterday at the test. The senior agents and the T0 personnel are all dead. There was some type of failure with the weapons test. The quantum cannon detonated and killed everyone. It's in our sealed off facility, the room with the thick walls that you can see just down there. It's an absolute tragedy.
I'm very sorry for your loss. This must be hard for you.
It's more hard for the rest of the facility. They're not taking it well, as you probably noticed. There is more to this, though. An hour later, a few of the survivors, well, a few of those who weren't present, I should say, survivors. The quantum cannon does not leave survivors, unfortunately. There was... nothing. Except charred bodies. However, The obvious conclusion is that it's a misfire. I don't believe it. I think there's foul play, which is why I specifically asked Control to provide the full review as an external team with no pre-existing conditions, no pre-existing connections to each other.
So you think someone in the facility might have rigged it of some sort?
Potentially, it could be an external. You never know when... We have enemies everywhere. What I am
surely this is a secure building.
Yes. I don't know what happened, and at this point, to preserve the purity of your inquiry, I would prefer not to speculate at this point. Anything that I could offer might taint your results.
What about security footage? We'll have access to all that?
Yes, and the reason that I asked for agents of your ranking level is... Presently, my cleanup crew gives an estimate of 1 to 2 weeks to decontaminate sites, acquire footage, rebuild computer files that were damaged. Everything is an absolute mess. I hope that with your specialties, you'll be able to do it quicker. What I am going to give you is all of you. Thomas will provide you with full access to the site. You'll have access to any computer information, full logins. You'll have RFID badges that will get you in everywhere. No stone will be too heavy for you to turn. I'm hoping that you'll be able to adjust this timeline. My suggestions would be that you split up under forensics, site investigation, and staff interviews. Between those three, you should be able to pull something out of this, and I give you full license to do whatever you need in your power to conclude this matter. I pray that it is simply a testing error.
All right, then. I assume that you can provide us with some suitable work areas?
Absolutely.
I'll need somewhere to compile the bodies. Get to work.
Nothing has been touched since the test yesterday. Our facility is quite a ways away from any type of settlement, so the test was last night, so the bodies are still warm. The facility is warm as well. Presently, the site is bathed in residual quantum energy that is causing a temporal disturbance. It's a very dangerous place, and I would recommend that unless you have high-powered hazmat equipment, you be very careful. Presently, we have some proprietary MMDS primal energy eating retroviruses, well, bacteria that are devouring the residual. I'm sorry, I haven't slept since that happened, and I'm a bit... The energy should be brought down to safe levels within 3 days. I hope that you can work around that.
We'll do our best.
Thomas will hand you each your badges, and you'll notice at that time that sometime he returned into the room and you all have ice waters in front of you. He's very good.
Did you say that there was a temporal distortion?
Yes.
What kind? Tell me about it.
It's not my field of expertise. That would have been I believe that was Lauren's... pardon me. The dossier is in front of you. Thomas, each of you is given a data pad, and it outlines what happened according to prior to this. So, it lists all the names of the dead, as well as the 2 senior agents. So, operatives, 2 operatives, a young man originally from Eastern Australia of Nigerian descent named Junior Nkosi, and a woman from New Zealand named Lauren Donnelly were the 2 operatives who were running this test. They both are equivalent rankings, well, pardon me, they both were equivalent rankings to you. I believe you would all be at T2 rank, which means that you're agents in the field. T ranks are something new from Technocracy 20th, so I'm trying to use them as much as possible so they stick in the noggin. They were both leading that there. I am picturing that Junior Nkosi is Chidi from, like, that's who I picture when I say Junior Nkosi. I'm just, God, he's handsome. And Lauren Donnelly is, Lauren, what's her name from Supernatural? You know who I'm talking about. Talbot. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So, as far as I understand, the quantum cannon was designed so that it made itself very difficult to dodge at any type of range, because it would autocorrect to whichever way you were headed by predicting your path using temporal temporal alignment, I believe it was. It's in the notes. A temporal artificial intelligence gathered temporal adjustment aiming. However, when it exploded, the temporal capacitor inside that allowed it to do such a thing seems to have flooded the area with chronotons that are infused with the primal energy, meaning that any type of temporal investigations are going to be muddied. I'm sorry that it's so inconvenient. Anyway,
well, I'll see if I can do anything about stepping up the I'm not sure which lineage of reactive bacteria you're using, but I'll see if I can get the site
Generation 22.
22s.
22. 22C specifically, the strain that was originally based off the bubonic plague and then spun out. Quite potent, actually.
Oh yeah, cigarettes work, I believe. Okay.
I mean, the bubonic plague, it's very, very lovely. It's actually a hybrid strain that was, I'll explain later. It's actually in your notes if you want to see what's being used there. It's cutting edge. That is my specialty, unfortunately.
Oh. I think we have some points of bridging then. That's good.
If there's anything that I can do, please let me know. But for the most part, I'm going to stay out of your way. In fact, I unfortunately, if you don't require anything else in the immediate future, have been asked to return to Perth for a debrief, she says with a slight wince.
Yeah, that's protocol.
Great.
Can you give your can you work with a skeleton crew and give some people some time off? They've gone through a tragedy. I'm surprised to see so many people at work here today.
We need to talk to them.
Exactly. Well,
there could be deviants among them right now. We have to sift them.
Best of luck. And with that, Dr. Carmody will depart the room, giving it to you. Thomas Spring will remain and offer any support that he needs, but besides that, it's up to you to do the work. And if you have any questions, Robin, I know you're new to the system, so if you have any problems with, like, oh, what can I do with magic? Just ask. I'm here. Okay.
Abigail's gonna start flipping through the data pad, like looking through it, and she'll also check her phone.
Okay. You will have a message on there from. What would you use code for all of your contacts?
Oh, probably.
Okay. So this one is you don't know why you named the code this, but it's codename Black Dove is there. One of your contacts coming out of the west coast of North America is saying, need you to run some print analysis. Think I might have had a run-in with you-know-who in Stockholm.
Is that something I can do feasibly?
You can pass it on to one of your contacts to do.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll pass it along.
Okay, sounds good. Remind me in 42 minutes.
42 minutes. Okay.
Okay. So you will get a call then. All right. So you will do that. What's everyone else doing?
Can I do so I'm also kind of flipping through the data pad. I'm making sure that I have internet access down here.
Yes. 6G.
Sweet. Nice.
Ever since you got your vaccine, it's been 6G.
Right.
That was awful. That year that the progenitors accidentally let that virus loose.
Yeah, I still blame them for that.
Funding was slashed. Oh, that's why I was going to start James's game. I was going to be like, James, isn't it nice to not be working on virology for a change? Anyway, sorry, Jen. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go.
No, that's fine. But kind of as I do so, I want to just kind of use, this is part of my kind of instruments, but use kind of the internet and also just some math to see if I can feel out this temporal distortion just with time sense kind of thing.
Sure,
like
you might want to be closer to the site, but you think you can when you're there.
Sure. Okay. Then yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that when I'm there.
Sounds good.
I wasn't sure how far away it was.
So basically, like, you are in like a box. It's basically it's part of the facility. So it is like the far hangar.
Okay.
It is the hangar that is reinforced.
Cool. Then while I'm actually flipping through the data, I don't know what I would necessarily get because I don't have a lot of the other spheres, but I just kind of want to get a sense of the people who are in this room with me and maybe use entropy to sense weakness.
Okay, that's going to be fantastic. So, our first magic roll of the game. So, what I would like you to do is, so this is a coincidental procedure. You have access to their records and backgrounds. So
that's
you'll be able
what
to
I'm
check.
using.
Yep, it's a great focus. Or whatever they're calling it at M20 that I forget. So what we're going to do is we're going to just double check that I have my math correct because...
Figure I might as well dive in with the magic.
Okay, so gather your enlightenment. You are... what you can also do is... Because you're taking a time to research, we can do ability enhancing magic. Okay. So what I'd like you to do is give me a... intelligence or wits, your preference, depending on how you would go about doing this. And... either computers, investigation, politics, law. What skill do you think best accompanies this?
I think investigation.
Investigation? All right, so
Yeah.
I'd like you to roll those against a difficulty of, we'll say 6.
2 successes.
All right, so this will lower your difficulty by 2 to a maximum of 3, difficulty 3. So, because you have time to do this, so it's great.
Yeah.
And I am just going to remind myself where the casting page is, because I need that chart.
502 is where magical reference charts start.
I am so in love with you, Jen. You're wonderful.
I literally have my leather-bound copy open to that next to me.
I have the PDF on the magical stalls charts. I have that up there ready to go.
Perfect.
I didn't want to have to flip on that one, so I have PDF as well, but.
Okay, so this is coincidental. So it's difficulty is your highest sphere, and you're using entropy 1 only, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have no relevant modifiers beyond this. What you are going to be able to do, roll your enlightenment versus difficulty 3.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
I think it coincidental is highest sphere plus 3, isn't it?
Yes, but she did ability enhancing magic to lower her difficulty, so it's down to a maximum of 3.
Yeah.
Because difficulty 2 would be ridiculous.
Yes, it would.
Okay. Did you roll 3 1s?
2 1s and a 2.
Are you shitting me?
I am not.
Wow.
Fuck.
Oh my god! Oh, this game's got off the rails from moment 1. Okay, 1 second. Did you botch? If so, take paradox. Okay, gain 1 point of paradox. 1 point of paradox for the highest sphere used. Which, hold on, let me do a quick roll for that. Okay. Let's see. And oh my god, it's been so long since I played Mage. What the hell, man? Oh, so good. So it did not go off. So that's going to bank on your sheet. Add 1 point of paradox.
Yep.
You are going to flip across, pull up their profiles, and as you flip across, your device is going to go and just short out.
You put so much money into this place, and they give you faulty equipment. What nonsense is that? I'm gonna look at Thomas and see if I can get another one.
Yes, ma'am. I'll get you one right away.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. What's everybody else doing? Can I get a quick thing? Can I get everybody here to make me a perception plus awareness roll?
Ooh. I actually have thoughts in that.
Cool. You're against difficulty 8 on this.
Okay.
But because Jen was targeting you with effects, I'm going to give you a chance to get the shivers.
Yep.
Okay. 1 success.
1 success?
10s do not explode right now.
10s do not explode unless you have a specialty.
Okay.
3.
Which I do not.
Holy crap, good job. And James, did you get anything?
Just rolling.
Sounds good. And
Also, Alexis probably is going through like her notes and trying to figure out like if she's heard about like basically going through like quantum like displacements and stuff, trying to figure out like if she's comparing that with stuff she's found in the outback, trying to see if like she can get a handle on this.
The get what?
Just get like sort of like figure out if she's like other situations she's experienced.
Not quantum so much. They wouldn't send you in. You're more of a specialist when something comes through across the dimensional barrier that is, like mutant kangaroos and like there was this one time with like where the rainbow serpent released a bunch of baby rainbow serpents that came across a weak spot, and that was a good one because you didn't have to kill them. You just had to kind of like. Actually, I think they're in a farm right now upstate. I think they're wonderful. Actually, they're really cute, little baby rainbow serpents. Because you said you were like Steve Irwin, and I'm running with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh fucking
look at
yeah,
this.
mate.
You don't gotta kill it. Look, it's just a 30-foot alligator. Look, you can put your head right in its mouth. You can put your body in its mouth. You can put your jeep in its mouth. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna bite.
Oh, she definitely has like a ranch of animals. 100%.
Oh God. Okay, this character needs to be slightly rebuilt so you have more mind and life. So you can talk to him.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then your name could be Alexis Doolittle. All right. So, with that, in order, Abigail, you got 3? Or you got... Oh, yeah, you got 1. So you're going to get kind of like a little twitch. Something is... it could be residual effects from this weapon.
True. Also, I suspect everybody, and I'm doing background checks on all of them while she's doing background checks on us. So, I just, when we get to that point.
Sounds good. Then, yeah, you're probably suspicious. Dr. Vosh, you also will get a bit of a fuzzy feeling for a moment. Just kind of a, for you, I think it's more of a sharp smell. That just something like kind of a vinegary scent in the air. or a bit of cleaning fluid that you always seem to smell. Maybe ozone, even. And then it passes.
I can see it as the ozone, yeah.
And then it passes, and you're like, that was strange.
I'm going to prime sight at that.
Okay. Sounds good. So to activate your prime sight, I'd like you to do me a favor and roll me your enlightenment against difficulty of... it's going to be difficulty 4.
All right. That is 3 successes.
Damn. Okay. Now normally, because this is a one-shot, I'm not going to make you like super put things into like duration and time and like declare in advance. So in this case, you can leave it on for let's see. So God, I'm thinking LARP terms. So it's 1 round. I'll say that you can leave it on for the rest of the scene with 3 successes. It's a pretty minor effect.
Yeah. So he'd probably do that by just like kind of taking a little bit of a capsule and then just kind of popping it open, like putting it into his water and just taking a sip of the water.
Okay. Sounds good. It fizzes a bit like Alka-Seltzer as you look around. And let's see, duration. Oh, pardon me. 3 successes is 1 day.
Oof. Tabletop rules.
Tabletop rules. This is why we switched to tabletop rules in the LARP, because it made the LARP more useful.
Yeah.
For those of you wondering, the LARP terms are like around a minute a scene. They're much more compressed because it's live action play. All right, so as you drink that, you will actually just catch the end of a corona of magical energy surrounding the awful smoking out of one corner tablet that Harper Campbell was using.
Vosh will probably just smirk at Campbell a little bit, and if you'd like, you could probably use one of my spares.
And Alexis, you are going to definitely know something's fucky here.
Not quite right.
All right, so you'll know that for sure. So please, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah. I'm sure Thomas can get me one.
All right. Now, is there anything we need to discuss before we get started? I'm going to go off and start taking a look at the site as soon as it's available. And I have to go make sure the lab goal gets set up properly. No?
I think
all right.
You're good. Your specialty's pretty straightforward there, Doc. So why don't you go ahead?
Nothing I do is straightforward, Miss Campbell.
Well, why don't you go ahead and get started?
Yes, Amy.
So Abigail has got her own data data pad out and is going through the files of not only the 3 here, but also through the deceased and current employees to see if she can pull up anything, and maybe, I'm not sure.
What are you trying for with it?
She's trying to find out if there's any weird connections that jump out. If I can...
Sure, like what kind of connections?
Like, any sympathizers or anomalous performance reports?
Okay. So doing that, what kind of roll would you like to make with this? How would you like to do this?
Well, I don't know if I can do that with data and correspondence, can I? And mind, looking at psych evaluations?
Data and mind? Ooh, maybe, actually. So hold on, let me think about this for a second.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this? So what are you looking for specifically?
So I think she's looking through employee files, looking at data, like performance evaluations, psych evaluations, any notes or anomalous things that could potentially show someone
you know what?
being
Yes,
more
actually,
likely to...
I will do this. So like, it's not gonna be like the random variables that like entropy would give you, where you just be like,
No.
show me the person I'm most likely to talk to. However, looking at some different reports and just kind of scanning your eyes across all sorts of personnel records, what I'll do is let you see if there are any reports that strike you as being particularly emotionally charged for any people that are still alive in this building.
Yeah, like if anyone who is still alive who is here is reacting anomalously, because if they haven't already done a post tragedy evaluation.
Okay.
She wants to do that.
So what we can do is we'll do a combined effect. So do you have data 3?
I have data 3, yes.
Okay, so this is going to be super powerful. So what we're going to do is we're going to do data 3, which will allow you to sweep a large area, as large as the facility. And then we're going to use Mind 1 through there. So what you can actually look for is any emotions that are not either too high, basically aberrant emotions.
Yes.
Detect weird emotions. Okay? So what that's going to be is that it is coincidental, because you just basically will get a sense of things and walk around. So that is difficulty of 7 on your roll. However, as if you take a little while to look through this, would this be,
she's taking quite some time.
What do you think this would be? Would this be leadership? Would this be investigation? What kind of skill would this be?
I was going to use investigation.
Sure. Go ahead and make me an intelligence and investigation roll, difficulty 6.
Intelligence and investigation specifically, just those two?
Just those two.
Okay.
This is going to enhance your magic.
Okay.
And I can't remember if this is a rule that made it over to M20, but it's my favorite rule from Revised, so I'm using it.
I have 1 success.
Okay, you are going to be able to roll this at difficulty 6. You're going to roll your enlightenment, and don't forget you can spend willpower.
I was going to ask about that. So I can spend a willpower.
For an automatic success.
Automatic success. So I've got my enlightenment is 3. And then do I add anything else to it? Just my enlightenment. Okay. 1 success.
1 success. Okay, so it's fleeting, but you are going to be able to, let's see what's the range on that. So correspondence, pardon me, data 3, vulgar coincidental no witnesses. That is going to be... Oh, and don't forget, you may also spend quintessence to lower the difficulty, because I know that that's something that everybody usually forgot when we've played in the past.
I have only 1. I will save that for now.
You save it for later. So 1. Okay, so this is actually going to be just enough. You're going to be able to pull up... you're going to only pull up 1 hit on this. But I'm going to consider you having a body sample because you have everyone's personnel records and you're using data. So, what I would like you to do, roll me a d10.
D10, okay.
Yep.
And just tell you the result.
Tell me the result.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. You find yourself flipping back and forth through the profiles, and one of them is going to just catch your attention, and it is a young tech named Rosa Johnson. She's a tech that came over originally from Brazil, and it looks like there is a... It looks like a report of a, what's the term? Not fraternal relationship, but an intimate relationship with a higher, she had a romantic relationship listed with Junior Nkosi. It was terminated recently. The paperwork was put in personally, and was notarized and, of course, properly filed, that their relationship had terminated due to, and looking at it, it looks like just typical relationship bullshit. Fear of commitment from Junior. And, yeah, but she is on...
Okay.
She is on staff right now.
Yeah, so what Abby's gonna do is she's gonna make a short list of people to interview, and she's gonna shove Rosa in the middle there so it doesn't look like she's trying to go for anyone specifically. So she's just gonna randomly, like, do a random sample from the data files of those still remaining and just toss Rosa in the middle.
Nice. All right. And Robin, you have a question?
Yes. So I think the actual facility where the testing facility where it happened is away from where the cannon's being kept right now, right?
Well, the cannon's gone. It blew up.
Right.
But the facility, the hangar is just further out in the facility.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking like the thing was still intact, and there was
No,
that,
it wasn't.
and the facility was okay. Cool.
It's because I sent you the, I think I sent you like the paragraph summary, and I modified the thing so that it was closer to Perth and further from the Outback, so you guys wouldn't have to drive through the Outback for 20 hours. If this had been a campaign, I would have had you absolutely drive out to the Outback, and you would have been the chauffeur, and it would have been a big, it would have been a thing. But now
and weird shit would have happened.
Right? It would have been great. I would have had mutant kangaroos and stuff. It would have been great.
Oh, it'd been great.
Always.
I think Alexis is gonna want to go to the site because like forces.
That sounds good. I think
that's
that
gonna be her.
yeah, you and Vosh going to the site is probably a smart idea, and then Abigail going to interview people, and Harper going wherever she wants because she owns this place. So, what's everybody's intention? So you're gonna go interview some people. Harper, you're gonna go where?
I'm going to go closer to the hangar so that I can check out that temporal distortion. But I also kind of on the way want to kind of lean more in the direction that Abigail was leaning with, actually looking through people's financials to see if anybody was paid off.
Okay, I want you to make me, this is going to be a more difficult one because it's a little bit sketchy, but I want you to make me a, oh, they took out the finance skill.
Academics finance is what I have. Or I have science economics. Which one would you like?
And you also have investigation. So, but you have a specialty. So, I'd like intelligence and whichever one of those you would prefer. Just let me know
They're
so
the
I
same.
can. Then, what were they again? They were academics.
Academics with a specialty in finance, or science with a specialty in economics. I think academics is.
Sure, we'll go with academics.
Standard difficulty.
This is going to be difficulty 8, but you actually, pardon me, difficulty 7, but you have a specialty, so 10s explode.
4 successes.
Holy shit. Okay.
And they were all above 8, by the way. So. Yeah.
Fantastic. You're going to spend probably about your first hour. So while everybody else is off looking at stuff, you'll spend about an hour looking through everybody's financial records, running some algorithms to go and do a lot of the hunting for you. And with 4 successes, you are going to determine that... so there were some gambling debts among the... gambling and high credit card debt among some of the Tier 0 T0 assistants. It's a hard thing to say in order. But just checking staff reviews. You will find that 2 things. Nikosi Jr. Had recently purchased a very nice condominium in a nearby town, just one of the suburbs of Perth, and looks like he dropped about $900,000 on it, Australian.
Ooh.
It looks like a 4-bedroom condo.
Ooh.
Also, you see that there was, checking his financials, you'll see there was initial paperwork submitted that included Rosa Johnson on the mortgage application. That was resubmitted 2 weeks ago without Rosa on there, and was approved because as a T2 employee, he does make a decent amount of money here. Probably, looking at his financials, he makes about 110,000 Australian a year.
Okay.
Which is quite good for the type of work he's doing.
Yeah. About how long has he been working here?
He has been working at this facility for 5 years.
Okay, yeah.
Before that, it looks like he had a couple of rented places. Looking through some of his other financials, you'll see that a lot of his money gets sent back to take care of his father, who's in a nursing home on the east coast of Australia. And
Okay.
And then you will also find that, strangely, although she makes the same amount of money as he does, because the Technocracy makes sure of that across the board. Lauren Donnelly doesn't have much in any bank accounts to speak of, actually. A couple of her bank accounts have she has 4 bank accounts that you've been able to find on a cursory search. They each carry between a few hundred and at most about 9,000 Australian dollars.
Okay.
She makes the same amount of money as he does, and has a nice rented house about 10 kilometers north of where Junior got his. So pretty much the same suburb area. Nice place. Recently, you'll see that she purchased a very nice like Outback Rover, like one of those like super deluxe British like Land Rover types.
Okay, yeah.
But seems like maybe she lives kind of hand to mouth, or if she has money stashed away that you don't know about. She's been working here for 3 years.
Okay.
All right, so that's what you're going to spend some time looking at. Those financials are a little weird, though. Like, both of them might strike you as a bit odd. Might be something to question employees about.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the other two of you, Dr. Vosh and Alexis Kaplan, you make it to the hangar facility. But the hangar facility is completely sealed, and has been. There's tape on the steel door in front of you. Warning, do not open. A sign on the door says, danger. Radiation inside. Are you doing anything before you head into the blast site?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm reading, tell me if because radiation, would you consider that like an element? It's an element?
Radiation is an element. This
Yes.
is primal energy radiation, so it would, basically it's prime radiation. But you know what? Because it's a one-shot, I will say that that will do a portion of it.
Okay. Because, yeah, I have direct
someone
existing elements that can
Sounds
allow
good.
me to be
You would need
directed.
someone with prime magic to be able, prime procedures, to help you be able to channel those away.
Well,
Does someone
I can
with you
certainly
happen
assist
to have?
there.
Sounds good.
Yes.
So, what we're going to do is our first conjunctional effect. So, conjunctional effects, because I forgot how they did them.
I think I might cast.
We can actually team. We can actually do that. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
we can,
This is
yeah.
why
Technocrats
two
are good at
mages who
cooperating.
believe the same thing are way more powerful than 2 mages who don't.
So it would be harder in, say, Victorian Mage if we're all believing different things.
Yeah.
Technocrats, very good at working together because we all roughly believe, like, it's all different aspects, but it's science.
Yeah.
Yes,
Science.
it's all science.
Physics.
Yeah. So basically it's, hey, did you so you pop on some hazmat suits that they would have on hand and calibrate some of their filters and make sure that the seals are just right, and oh hey, you forgot that there's going to be some like high heat, so you definitely need to use this type of polymer to seal this, versus like, oh well yeah, but you also have to make sure the rebreather is calibrated so that you don't accidentally, like, you know, breathe shrapnels of universal, you know, energy. So
I'm also going to do my own effect after this as well.
that sounds good. Dividing successes. Nope. So, taking some additional time and working this out, what I'd like you each to do is make me a... I'll lower your difficulty by 1 because you are... you have extra time and you've got a good equipment here. So, that's going to be an enlightenment roll. Difficulty of 4. Each of you are going to roll, and we're just going to combine the successes because I can't find the table where it says how we do this, and I think it's this anyway. So
I got 2.
you
I
got
got 2 as well.
Perfect. All right. So what we'll do is we'll put 2 of those into damage negation, and we'll put 2 of those into making this last for the scene. So each of you will, your equipment is going to be able to work for the remainder of the scene, and actually this is going to absorb any of the ambient damage that would have irradiated you and given you, you know, super cancer.
Oh, super cancer.
It's the worst.
Sounds terrible.
It has a cape. It's bad. All right. So as you head inside, the door open, and as that happens, I remember Vosh now had something that he wanted to do as well.
Yeah, I wanted to, just before I put my Hazmat suit on, I probably would have just injected myself with a little ampule, which I'll then tuck into a pocket.
Okay.
I'm going to allow myself to soak lethal if it comes up.
Okay, to soak lethal. Now, you have 2 effects that you're holding up at the moment. So you will be at a
I only got,
prime sight?
Right, yeah, because I just cast that one, yeah.
Yep. So that is going to be a +1 difficulty. So soaking lethal is going to be life 3. So you are at. So this is going to be. So it's vulgar. Soaking lethal is vulgar.
Okay, is it vulgar right from the get-go, or is it vulgar?
It was vulgar, no witnesses. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Well. That's one of the things that we've always played fast and loose with around my table. Is it's not vulgar.
Yeah,
you get incoming. But the capacity, you know what? I'll say it's not at the time. So you're going to be at difficulty 7 for this, and you want 2 successes.
Okay. I'll spend a willpower on it.
Sounds good.
And I needn't. That's 3 with the
3.
willpower.
All right. So you have a spare success that you can toss into. Let's go ahead and toss this into. What do you think? Day or?
Oh yeah, day. That sounds fantastic.
Okay, so mark that down. You have prime sight on for a day, and you have soak lethal damage for a day.
Okay.
Robin, this will make sense when the time happens. Basically,
Yeah, I was gonna say, which also means that you're at, plus difficulty for the day.
Yeah, but I can always drop effects too if I need to.
yep.
That's true.
Thankfully, it's only 2 effects for 1, so you still got 1 more before it gets worse.
Yep.
And real quick, does this? Yeah, I might adjust that when we actually play this as a campaign. Okay, so absorbing that, the door will open, and you are greeted by a scene of absolute carnage. The computer equipment is strangely the first thing that you all notice. A huge bank of computers is at the forefront of the room, used to monitor the test, which is, well, would have been on a wide dais. The quantum cannon appears to not have been that large. For the place that it was originally on, looks like about the size of a Gatling gun, maybe smaller. There's a thick, reinforced lead wall of about 4 foot thickness on the other side that was being used as a target. Probably some dampeners were built into the side of it that would have allowed it to not bleed off quantum energy back at any of the scientists. The computer equipment is melted. At least the outer shell is. It would take an expert in computing and restoration to be able to fix this. The area is completely devastated. Charred, blackened bodies ring the floor. More than that, a bit of rain falls in from a hole the size of a Buick in the ceiling, some 100 feet above. The bits of rain that make it through pulverize several of the bodies to a thick, dreary paste. For the most part, though, its skeletons clung to with ashy debris. You can see that with your prime sight, Dr. Voss, bits of quantum energy cling to every surface of this room. And another effect seems to be eating away at it. Probably the virus that was released into the room. You're shielded from it in this suit. Looking around, Let's see. Yeah, you'll see that there are dozens of bodies in the room. What do you look for? What do you do?
Well, the first thing I think I'm going to do is go over and check the bodies aren't going anywhere for the moment. I'm going to go over and check the progress of the virus's work. And probably see if I can potentially start working out an enhancement to it too, so I can clear away and give us more access to the area.
Sounds good. What I'll do is you go ahead and look at it, and this is a weird one, but what it will do is you can improvise something with Prime 3 that will allow you to basically mill through this faster, as if you were drawing from a node directly. So it'll work the same way.
Is there a node available that I might be able to
There is not
tackle?
a node available.
Okay.
Yeah. And if there was, it is tainted at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So there, it looks like, in game mechanic terms, there are about 10 points of quantum energy clinging to this room, just kind of causing trouble. As you are walking through, your Prime Shield is going to defend you from some of this, and the ambient heat in the room, and it is quite warm. You were going to start sweating, and so was Alexis. As you walk through, occasionally, you will hear the temporal echo of screams and an explosion. Just for a second, just like you're walking through a shard of broken time. Little motes of black ash float through the air, and as one of them strikes your visor, Alexis, you will suddenly see a screaming skull in front of you, roaring as it dies in your face, and then it's gone. And the skeleton that was screaming at you is lying on the ground there, long dead. The rest of the flesh has been completely evaporated. Well, burned. So, if you're working on that effect, Doctor, how would you do that?
I would probably set down my science kit that I would have with me, and pull out some petri dishes with some prime radiation kind of micro reactors.
Prime carbs.
Yeah. And I will be setting those up in order to kind of collect the appropriate primal resonance, and then see if I can feed that information to basically enhance the effect.
Sounds good. All right. So to do this, what I'd like you to do, let's do some ability enhancing magic, because you're going to take an hour or two to do this.
Yep.
Or at least a half hour to do this, because you only have this for the scene. What I'd like you to do is give me an intelligence or wits, your call, and science roll.
Oh, that's gonna be an int in science roll, I can tell you right now.
All right, sounds good. So you're gonna do that against a difficulty of 6, we'll say. Well, yeah, 6. We'll say 6 this time.
All right.
Now, I have a question.
Yes. What can I do for you?
So, the thing that kind of, you said it was like a black kind of moat that's on the...
Yeah, like picture like when you've burned paper. You know how sometimes some of the chunks are a bit bigger until they touch and then they kind of burn away like cotton candy in water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if I could try and maybe find another, like, if they're all kind of in the air. I'm trying to figure if I could, like, slow it down to get a longer exposure to that kind of flash.
It's not really inside of your purview. Maybe you could collect more of them, though. So time isn't something you can touch.
Yeah, I know,
but you can
I know.
collect matter and forces.
Yeah.
So in theory, like movement of things could fall under forces, or just trying to gather enough of them up before they collapse using matter.
Yeah.
Or
okay. That was my
vacuum.
second thing. Yeah, that was my second option.
You want to ghostbust them?
Yeah, I want to ghostbust them.
Okay, busting does make you feel good. So we'll get to you in one sec. I'm going to do James's roll real quick, and then while you're doing your science. James, how many did you get?
3.
3. Okay, so right now you are at a +1 for holding effects. It is... I'm going to say this is coincidental because you're cleaning up a magical thing. You're basically just, like, boosting another magical effect. So I'm gonna round down on the paradox on that one. That is going to be prime 3, and then there, and then... let's see, you're using personalized equipment, you're -3, you're using additional equipment, and you're working inside of a local narrative, which is something they added to this edition that I always forget about. Turning time backwards is a very high difficulty, as it turns out. Sorry, I just looked at that. Okay, so what you're going to do is give me an enlightenment roll, difficulty of 3.
That's 1.
Okay.
Wow. That was a spectacularly bad roll.
Sounds good. All right, so you are going to put some time into it, and man, you got a... You were going for at least 5 successes on this to do this, to clean this up completely.
Okay.
So you got 1 there. So that did not work. What I will allow you to do is try again at a +1 difficulty.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that again.
Sounds good. And so if you score half of the successes, you can keep going and continue your successes. So the first one's just gonna like bleep. It doesn't really work. Like the bacteria you try to, pardon me, the carbohydrates you try to feed the bacteria just aren't taking. You're like,
okay.
You forgot that Australia uses different pH measurements. I don't know if that's true, but there we go. You forgot to account for the pH because it spins sideways or counterclockwise down the toilet.
4th dimensional pH, you know.
Yeah, it's balanced, like all things should be.
Anyway, that's 3 successes on the next roll.
Okay, so you may keep going. Roll me one more. You are at difficulty 6 for the last roll.
It's 1 success on the last roll.
1 success. Okay, so you are going to speed this up exponentially, meaning it's not going to be clear until about an hour from now. But that means that basically, you go around feeding this all. You can let Alexis check the room out, leave for a little bit, come back in an hour, and it should be fine.
All right.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
You drop that from... actually, probably about 2 hours, but you dropped it from being 3 days to, like, 3 hours total. So that's pretty good. Meanwhile, Alexis, if you're trying to cause all of these motes to kind of congregate together, what I would say this would be... There are 2 ways you can do this. Number 1 is you could use Forces 2 and try to use existing drafts that are in the area from, like, the airflow. If you have a vacuum tube or something in your equipment, which you probably would, we're rounding up, it's a one-shot, it would be a slightly lower difficulty, or you could use Forces 3 to create one. Basically, create, like, a little trap for this stuff in the center of the room that kind of goes...
I'll use Forces 3 to make it.
Damn straight. Okay, so that's going to be +3, +3, and then matter 1 just to find that material. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is make me a... You're going to build a device to do this real quick. You're going to jury-rig this. So I want you to make me a wits or intelligence, whichever you prefer, plus crafts roll at a difficulty of 6.
Okay. Hell yes, because yes, she definitely has like a bag of just random scrap that she's used to make shit before.
And so... feel free to describe this as intently as you would like. That's part of the fun.
So yeah, she's gonna like kind of after like that first vision, she's gonna like look around, see that there's like more of them, and she's like, okay, let me think about this. Like a bandicoot on a burnt bridge, I'm going to gonna whip her up real fast. It'll be, you're gonna be gobsmacked what I can do. And she's gonna like reach into her bag and start pulling out different like bits of like metal and sciencey looking tech, and she's gonna be like, okay, if I make a vacuum, I can do this with this, with this, with this, and she's gonna start.
All right, give me the roll. Let's see what you got.
Muttering to herself. All right, let me see. I need one more dice. What was my difficulty?
Difficulty's gonna be 7.
7K.
And if
if 10s explode, because I have a specialty, sweet.
And I run with the option that if you roll, like, 1s don't do anything if you roll those, so.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm thinking of all of our old house rules where 1s would subtract from your totals, and those were...
I got 5 successes.
That's why I specifically asked.
You got how many?
5.
Okay. So I'd like you to make me a... I'm going to say this is a coincidental roll because you're basically building a vacuum inside of a science lab. So you're basically building an air purifier.
Yeah.
Out of a spare hazmat suit. So that's coincidental. So this is going to be difficulty 3.
Okay.
I'd say you want 3 successes total.
Okay. And this is enlightenment, right? Every magic roll's enlightenment?
Yes.
When you're actually doing the thing? Cool.
Yep. And you can spend willpower if you want an automatic success. By the way, you can get willpower at the end of each scene, because it's a one-shot I'll do every scene, if you played your nature up correctly.
Okay. Well, sure, I'll spend a willpower then to get 1 automatic success, so I need 3.
You want 3 to get everyone.
Difficulty 3.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. Okay. Cool. That'll be with the willpower, which I'm glad I spent. That'll be 3 successes.
3 successes. All right. So, as you are feeding carbohydrates to your sludge doctor, you're going to hear as a very loud, but very working, like almost like a Henry Hoover or whatever they're called in Britain, starts like filtering all of these motes of ash until you're going to have about a cup of ashy sludge in your filter.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, it worked. Yeah, it works out great. I gave it a fair shake of the soul spell, and it turned out brilliant.
What are you going to do with this now that you have it?
That is the next thing. She was just trying to be like, I should collect this. Now what should I do with it? Can I think I read something about sensing matter to kind of
absolutely.
Get a
roll me your enlightenment. Roll me your enlightenment.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So this will be difficulty 3.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad I got 1 success because I rolled 2 ones. Cool. But 1 success.
Scanning through this, you are going to see that it's actually made of quite a few materials. Let me just think real quick. What would this be to make game work better? That's always the question, isn't it? Yes. You are going to see that it's made of tungsten, titanium, there's a bit of gold, a bit of platinum, but more than that, you're noticing that there's... I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to make me an intelligence plus firearms roll. You could also use science, but it'd be a higher difficulty.
No, I'll use firearms. Cool. I have more dots.
It's technically not firearms, but firearms would be the closest thing that I think would work for this.
Okay. What's my difficulty? 6?
Your difficulty on this is going to be 7, slightly elevated,
7,
but not too high.
Okay. None of those are above 4. There's no specialties, so that's gonna be 3 successes.
Someone detonated a bomb in the center of this room, and you're holding the remains of it.
Shit.
And with that, we're going to cut away from you, as like the doctor finishes feeding like little like carbohydrates to the hungry bacteria, and just hears shit over his shoulder. Meanwhile, across the area in the employee break room, you are having quite a time indeed, Abigail. All around you can hear the sound of people very upset. The people that you are surrounded by keep saying things when they think you can't hear, but that you are better than that. We need to do a day of action. It's bullshit that many of us could die over something. What, like a test? They don't have protocols? They don't have anything that they could... We should just walk. We should walk out, protest. There need to be better safety regulations. Shit, she's looking at us.
Make note of who exactly is saying things.
That is Shelly Lopez who is saying that to Richard Vega.
It's okay. I'll just make a note of them. No, nothing obvious, but just making.
Okay. You are dealing right now with a person known as Chris with a Y, McGuire. Chris McGuire is a field tech who has a master's degree in electrical engineering, and is a tall, fairly tanned Caucasian non-binary person. Sitting in a lab coat in front of you, with actually some pretty spot-on like eyeshadow. Sorry? What were you saying?
I was asking, what were you doing during the test?
Well, I was home. I work days. It was at night, and I wasn't asked to stick around for this one. I think I was watching Amazing Race. I've got about three years
I want to do
a TiVo.
Can I mind just interviewing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get a sense of what they're not saying?
Absolutely. So,
We've got the lights on them to help them spill their secrets or whatever.
I'll say that's
make it very
that can be
awkward.
basically like aura perception, mind too.
Yeah, basically.
So, given that you're taking extra time to interview, I want you to make me a manipulation or charisma and intimidation roll.
Ooh, that's fun.
I
don't have as much intimidation as I should have.
Oh, that's too bad. You can use leadership if you'd prefer.
No, intimidation is better.
Okay, sounds good.
I just threw more DOS into athletics, and I should have maybe put them in intimidation.
Oh, don't worry, that'll come up.
Okay.
I forgot we only have 3 hours for this game, so I gotta start going like.
Okay. So I'm a roll that. Should I throw willpower at this or something?
You can if you want to.
I will.
Might as well.
1. So, remind me, willpower automatically gives a success?
Yes.
So that's 2 successes then.
All right. So, searching through, they seem to talk about themselves a lot, but the questions you're not asking are about the senior employees.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get as much information. They're just not answering them.
They're kind of avoiding it, but that's where the most charged emotions are, aside from just the general loss of their compatriots and the anger that this could happen at a facility like this. But you think that actually, as you're looking at Chris, they have they might have something specific to talk about.
Chris, what aren't you telling me? What do you need to get off your chest?
Well, I think it's really good that there's an inquiry going on here, because look, I like Junior. He's a nice guy. He was a nice guy. He was competent. And Lauren was too, but recently she fell apart. You could tell she didn't love the work.
Was there some competition between them?
Oh, no. Junior was, kind of true to his name. He was always willing to play second fiddle. But, lovely bloke, but, Lauren was a friend of mine, as much as can be, and she wasn't cut out for this. When she, I'm an engineer. I love making things and making things that do cool shit. If you don't mind me saying so, ma'am. I like doing things that I like seeing how far I can push myself, and she used to as well. But when she signed up, she thought that she would be working in an entirely different field. She thought she was be working on ways to use quantum signatures to create clean energy, promote anti-pollution, and she spent the last 3 years at a weapons testing facility. I think it was starting to get to her. If you want more, you should probably talk to her ex. But I didn't tell you.
And who's the ex?
That would be Alberto Davis.
Now, he wasn't at the testing?
Nah. Nah, he's barely T0. He's a caterer. I mean, sorry, food scientist.
Well, this has been very helpful. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, if you have any other things that I can provide, please let me know.
Of course.
Your phone vibrates in your pocket,
Yeah,
and you will see that there is a message from one of your contacts. Hit confirmed. FF has been sighted.
Dispatch agents.
So you are getting a pass of a code. That is a code black.
Yeah, whatever is the correct protocol here.
Yes, observe with caution. A top 10 technocrat enemy has been sighted near Stockholm or Copenhagen. I forget what I said.
You said Stockholm.
Did I say Stockholm? Sure. Sorry, I have a syndrome. Yes. There you go. If Christine was listening, she'll be very happy.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, this is what you do when you run Mage for 20 years. You have little, like, in-jokes, and Robin's just like, wee!
Fine.
Oh yeah. It's just like
agents proceed with caution, code black, send all the things off, and go back to work. And let's wrap this up quickly.
All right, and with that,
Got places to
Rosa Sanchez sits down in front of you. Hello.
Rosa.
Yes. Rosa is an attractive woman in her late 20s, well, actually, you'll know she's 28 years old. She's a Taurus, and she has a slightly chubby, like a round face, but she's in pretty good shape. She just was kind of born with that kind of like more cherubic look. Very bright blue eyes.
And to confirm, this is the Rosa that popped up on my previous
Yes.
search? Okay, cool.
Formerly from Sao Paulo?
From Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How can I help you?
Just walk me through what happened last night. What you know.
What I know is I was at home and I wasn't at home. I was driving back toward work, actually. You've seen my file? So you know that Junior Nikosi and I were in a relationship. I had been having second thoughts about our breakup. and I wanted to surprise him after the weapons test. So I was waiting until it was going to end, and I stopped by his favorite place. He really loved Thai food, and I picked up some pad Thai and some pad Kimao and some curry. I was going to have a midnight picnic with him afterwards and tell him that I had reconsidered things. And when I left the city, I saw this light, this blue light that just shot up into the sky. And I called Dr. Carmody. They already had people on the site.
And what did you do after that? Where did you go?
I tried to get in and they wouldn't let me, so I waited outside until Thomas made me go home. My car's still full of Thai food.
Does anything seem off about this as I'm listening to her?
No,
Because
you can make me pardon me. 1 second. There you go. Gotta wipe the tears out of my eyes on that one.
Yep.
So I need you to make me a wits and empathy roll, or perception and empathy. Your call.
Oh shit! I have no empathy.
This is.
Why would an NWO agent have empathy?
I know.
So
I can subterfuge. I can.
yes,
alert.
actually yes. You can make me a perception and subterfuge to detect lies.
Perception and subterfuge. Okay.
However, as you are doing this, you're going to feel a presence of a blonde bombshell kind of hanging out over your shoulder in this room. As Harper Campbell has somehow managed to make it into the room and is just kind of monitoring this general area. So, Harper, if you are trying to listen in on these interviews specifically, you can try to make me this roll as well. You can make me a perception or wits and empathy at difficulty 7 because you're just a bit further away.
Fantastic. Can I... Sorry, I'm just double checking what I can do with this. Yeah. Kind of since I'm walking into this room and looking at these or watching Abigail conduct these interviews, can I have also used entropy 1 for Ring of Truth?
Sure, I'll allow that retroactively.
Cool.
So, I'll let it last for scene. I don't want to go back at this point.
Cool.
So you'll automatically know a lie that is happening.
All right. Yeah.
Sounds good.
And then I'll also make the roll just to, since I'm further away, just to see.
Sure, go ahead. And Abigail, what'd you get?
Oh, I hadn't rolled yet because I wasn't sure what else.
Roll it.
2 successes.
2 successes. She
Also 2.
She doesn't appear to be lying. Actually, she seems to be telling the truth exactly. So she's the most boring interview you've ever had. She's not even giving you any good information. She's just crying. What a waste. Crying doesn't make him any less dead, right?
Here, perhaps you should speak with my associate. And she's gonna turn to Harper and walk out.
All right.
Syndicate has empathy, right?
As you get up and walk out, you are going to see that one Alberto Davis, a rather tall, very deeply tanned, muscular, very much looking like, let's say, don't say Rami Malek. He's not muscular, Kelly. He's not muscular, but very much looking like, kind of like a beefed up Bruno Mars. is kind of hanging out nearby, dressed in like like a very pristine silver chef's jacket. Kind of arranging some bereavement hors d'oeuvres on the side of the catering table.
Yeah, no, Abby will approach.
G'day. Can I offer you a cupcake? They're, low carb? There's a high carb. Got lots of carbs everywhere.
If you have a moment, I would like to speak with you.
Oh, sorry. Did I, do something wrong?
Not to my knowledge.
I wasn't sure if I... Alright. What can I do for you?
I need you to tell me about Lauren.
I don't know any Lauren. In the other room, Harper, like about 20 feet away, you hear ding in your ear as a ring of truth goes off.
Really? Really, interesting. Because I was informed that you and Lauren broke up.
Lauren...
Was someone lying to me?
Lauren who?
What was her last name? I didn't write it down.
Donnelly.
Donnelly.
Oh, Ren. Yeah, Ren and I fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was, I mean, she was a right tat.
Right,
That is not
did
Australian.
she ever tell
I'm going
you...
with it.
Did you ever talk to you about how she was doing at work?
Oh, I'm not going to get fired for this, am I?
No.
She fucking hated it.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's why we broke up. She wouldn't stop talking about it. I mean, look. She was hot. We had a nice fling. She is a very impressive girl. Woman. Female.
Mm-hmm.
He says, kind of just getting the ice vibe off of you and not wanting to fall into that hole.
Arms crossed, just staring.
Look, she's she fucks like a rabbit, but she's a bleeding heart. All right, and she came here, didn't want to do weapons, so she put in a what do you fucking call it? Transfer request. And she put in 3 of them. Denied. And then she wouldn't shut up about it. I'm sorry. Look, if you're over at my place on a Friday night, I got better things for your mouth to do, right?
Well, that's been enlightening.
Yeah.
Go back to your food.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, thank you very much. But yeah, you ask anybody about that, especially like some of them. I fucking hated them. Fucking hated everybody here. Yeah, she still hated me. Cupcake?
No.
By the way, in the other room, you do not hear a single ding off of that guy.
Uh-huh.
That guy couldn't lie if... Favorite NPC. He's just such a piece of shit. I love him. Oh, Alberto. Also, sorry I went Cockney midway through there.
It happens.
It does for... Alberto is well-traveled. So, in the other room, what are you doing, Harper?
Rose is still crying and just kind of... Yeah.
Yes, he wanted me to move in with him, and I thought that I was raised that... I went into sciences to make a good living, so that I would not end up like my brother or my sister, and it's very important for me that a woman is able to pull the same weight financially, and emotionally, and in all ways in a relationship as a man. And he bought this fucking place.
Tell me about it.
This fucking sky mansion, this condo. It was almost $1 million. I can't afford that. I make $52,000 a year, and that's a lot. That's a lot for for my level. My reviews are good, but I can't. So I told him that it was going too fast. He said he didn't care, and that he wanted to provide something for me.
Where'd he get the money for it?
He makes a lot of money. Like he has a patent on a he had a patent on a conductor specifically designed for smartphones that allows them to charge faster on charging tablets, like on the pads. He pulls in residuals from that. It's not much. It's a very small patent for a very specific company. NG, I think, is the name. But he makes, I don't know, 100,000 a year or so from it. But he also works here and makes good money, and
Were you getting a mortgage on the place?
he was, yeah, he was getting a mortgage on it for because he didn't have it all up front. He wanted me to go in on it because, I mean, we'd been living together, so I think I had to be on it because we were common law. We were common law. But then it was just too much. He made this choice without me. He took me there and was like, "Do you like this place?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I like this place. This is lovely." And he's like, "Good, I got it for us." And I put your name on an application. And you don't do that without asking someone. He said he had a friend.
Did he often make decisions without you?
No. He was a good man. He just wanted to do something nice for me. Because I said I missed seeing the ocean from where I lived. And from here, you could just see a little bit of the inlet. But it wasn't near the city because I hate city. I can't sleep. I'm an insomniac. So...
Was he the type of person who would sabotage his life's work? Other
No.
people's life's work?
Oh, no, that was more like Lauren. That woman would do anything to get out of here.
Anything.
Oh, not like that. But as she says it, like, your ring of truth doesn't quite go off, but it's like, she's not 100% sure what she means.
Yep. Yep.
She's like, oh, maybe she, I don't think she would. Maybe she would. I don't know. So,
Thank you for the information.
you're very welcome. And with that, I'll say that this is the point where the two of you can reconvene outside, and that the four of you can probably reconvene as the two techs have finished recombining everything, and you can bring your findings back up as you wait for that room to clear.
Yeah.
Now, you have your three specialists, Dr. Voss, so Phillips, Anderson, and Dugan, are waiting downstairs for the levels to become safe enough for them to go in and start doing some IDing. So they'll be doing that during your meeting at this point.
Sounds good.
Yeah, they're specialists on this type of thing, so they'll be able to do it much faster.
And they know how I like to get things done.
Absolutely, and also we only have 50 minutes left in this game, so they're going to be doing it for you. One of them suddenly has Enlightenment 5.
Oh.
It was me! I was the murderer all along!
Upgrade.
Upgrade for time. Also, hello Raid, good to see you there. Welcome to Onyx Path Con.
One of them had the best comment saying World of Dorkness.
World of Darkness. Oh god,
Yeah.
why have I not done that yet?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hold on. I'm writing on the inside cover.
I think Harper's gonna like walk up to Abigail outside and away from whatever that guy's name was out there and just be like, "Well, he was a peach, wasn't he?"
Yeah. Yeah. Had a lot of thoughts.
Yeah.
Though... Lauren Donnelly didn't seem satisfied.
Her name's been coming up for me a lot, too.
Mm.
I can't see any big payoffs in her bank accounts for, like, if she was, you know, hired to do something. But she also doesn't have a lot of money in her bank accounts. Which is also suspicious.
So, where did the money, her money go?
It's a good question.
And with that, you're going to see the other two, Vosh and Kaplan, walking down the hall, back toward the elevator, toward the conference room.
Hello. Any luck running down some suspects?
Anyone that would want to build a bomb or detonate a bomb? Because I found some remnants of materials that generally go into bomb making. So it looks like it was detonated.
Right.
We've got a couple of possibilities.
We'll be able to do some more forensics in a couple of hours. The room's just getting scrubbed right now. Should be clear by then, with my enhancements.
Yes, Abigail.
Yeah. So Abigail's gonna pull up the personnel files for those who are deceased, and we'll pull up Lauren and sorry, was it Junya or Junior?
Junior.
Junior. Okay.
Junior Nkosi.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So she's gonna pull up those two files, and she's gonna start looking at if there's anything about performance related to bombs, explosives.
Oh, they both made all that kind of stuff.
Both of them?
Both of them made all that kind of stuff. However, their
more
performance
than
review,
possible.
you do see that there are two, actually, pardon me, I said three before. There are three transfer requests.
Yeah.
Underneath Lauren, wanting to move to clean energy sector, to World Solutions Division, anything like that.
And who denied them?
Corporate, well, not corporate, but senior agents. They... and the reasoning is there. No, your place is here. You're too valuable here.
Yeah. I will show that over to Harper.
Yeah.
Dissatisfied?
Rosa seemed to think that she might be willing to do anything to get out of here.
And she had the means.
Yep. Whether or not she was paid off to do it doesn't really matter.
Or if the payment was ending the project.
Yeah.
Were there any personal effects that survived? Personnel lockers, anything like that?
Yes. Yes, there were. There are some lockers that you can go and look at. Yeah. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
No computer terminals or anything like that. They're really like no data, but that's a nice analog investigation thing. So yes, the answer is in the dossier. No, but for you, yes.
Nice.
Because
She just wants to go and root through to see if there's any non-data notes, journals, anything that she could have had on her that she expected to leave with that night.
Make me an int investigation roll.
Whoa! Can I spend a willpower?
Yeah. So I'm assuming you all are gonna follow them into like the women's change room, and it's empty.
yeah.
Nobody in there is changing. And
Are you
yes,
kidding me?
what'd you get?
A bunch of 7s,
Okay.
a 1, and a 4.
Okay.
So I guess 1 success with the willpower.
Okay. Did I say difficulty 8?
I actually don't know what you said.
Oh,
for difficulty.
I didn't say. Then it's 6.
Okay.
So that's
So more successes.
4
Could
successes.
Alexis try and look for chemicals, like the similar stuff for bomb making, like recently in her lockers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or, like,
So
around
what
any
we're going to do is
lockers?
we're going to cut ahead to where you're in the locker room, and suddenly you hear the of like ripping metal as Agent Seig just takes a crowbar to the side of it. Just the lock
And check for
snaps
false
off.
panels at the back, just in case. You know.
What you will find there is you will find that
I make a note to add the cost of the locker to this.
Sure, that sounds good. There is a day planner inside of there, as well as a change of clothes, as well as a small gym bag that is used for just. I mean, there's a fitness site on. Pardon me, a fitness center on site, as well as a shaker bottle full of powder that hasn't had anything added to it. Looks like a protein supplement or something like that, just pre-made. Because it's easier just to leave the scoops in. Just if you work out at a corporate office, hey, just letting you know. That's what I would do every day. Looking through, with 4 points of investigation, you can flip through the day planner. You're going to find a couple of things. Number one, there are very few things put in the day planner past today. Well, actually, past yesterday. As well, there are a few pages ripped out. This is one of those numbered day planners. And as you are flipping through, you're going to find that one of the numbers is missing. One of the pages is ripped out. It looks like just a note section. And on a hunch, do you have a pencil or a pen on you?
Absolutely.
Cool. You do an etch.
Yep.
And you will see, today is a Thursday. You will see the words Thursday, 5 p.m., Red Rock.
Red Rock. Does that mean anything?
Let me just double check. Is that what I said earlier? To the... Oh, pardon me. Punch the mic, Kelly. That's a great thing. Let's see. Sorry, my Australian geography is a bit off. One moment. So, pardon me. That's not an actual rock. I was lied to. Those bastards lied to me. What was the name of that rock? You know what? I'm just gonna make this up. I'm gonna will this into reality using my mage powers. I got enough successes to do that. There is you will know from the brief investigation and little. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Do you say that aloud? Red Rock.
Yeah.
During your sightseeing helicopter tour, Jen, you went across the outback and saw that there is a massive red rock formation just about 50 kilometers to the east of here. It's basically kind of like a Monument Valley type of vibe.
Huh.
It's a big, like, wow, this is like, it's one of those rocks that's kind of a tourist destination, kind of a lame one, like the big ball of yarn. But was obviously a sacred site to the indigenous people here before they got foisted off of it. But now it's like, you know, tourists getting sunburns, take photos next to it at a distance. But yeah, it's called the Red Rock, or I'm not going to make up a word for it, but it's colloquially in English known as Red Rock.
I was like, oh, that giant rock formation just, not that far from here?
Oh yeah, I know about that one. Tourists go there all the time and take a picture of the fucking rock. I don't get what's so impressive about this rock, but hey.
I'm gonna fire off a message for my points of backup to have someone go check out the site, if I can. Sounds
good. All right, so you're gonna expend your points of backup to go do that.
Well, I have 2 points. Do you want me to spend them both, or one, or what?
Are you sending them both out there, or just one?
I'm just gonna send one, just have someone go take a look.
Sounds good. Sending them out there. It's not Ire Rock, unfortunately. You're too far to the west. I know. Urulu would be great to have that, and I was like, oh, it could be like no, it's not Urulu. But I'm pretty sure Urulu's like kind of very far to the east. For some reason, this is set outside Perth. So, as you are doing that, one of your who are your backup? Do you have names?
No, they're just agents and code thing, so it's probably like...
Okay, Agent Blue and Agent Red.
Yeah, there we go. They argue about which one they would rather be every time, but...
Okay, but which one are you sending?
Blue.
Okay, cool. Agent Blue responds that they will head out there and take a look and scout the area. As you are doing this, you are going to get a buzz on your hip, Doctor.
I will go and check my my device.
You have been paged, saying that it's from Dugan. She is reporting that preliminary findings are in 26 different sets of dental records accounted for.
All right, I will cross-reference those against the known victims.
No need. It was already done.
Oh, perfect. They know exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, cool.
Yes, they do. They're really good. We have 25 personnel. We have Pearl Knapp, Jay McDaniel, Tony Sanchez, Zachary Slade, Mark Knight, Ashley Vaughn, Emil Mathian, Denny Norman, Daryl Higginson, Paul Bryant, Carla Dawn, Margot Himrick, Lisa Desmond, Gina Basinger, Steve Hepp, Eugene Darden, Elizabeth Knipp, Sonia Barnes, John Blake, Hien Hu, Melanie Collinson, and I forget how many I've done at this point, but basically and Junior Nkosi. We have not been able to find any record or evidence of one Lauren Donnelly according to any of the DNA samples we have on file.
All right. I think Lauren Donnelly was not in the blast radius of our device and is not accounted for in the bodies.
The area is clear if anyone wants to do further investigation.
Go take a look.
Yes, let's go down there and take a look at the workshop then.
Sounds good. All right.
Hey Kelly.
Hey.
I wasn't sure if this was a Storyteller issue or an in-game issue, but you said both 26 and 25 personnel?
Yeah.
Oh, did I say 26 and 25?
Yep.
At different points.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, 26 total. 25 T0s is what I meant by that.
Okay.
So there were 25.
Double checking.
Yeah. So the numbers were accurate. I used personnel twice. So they had 25 normies, well 25 grunts, and one senior.
And that senior is
junior.
Junior.
There should be 2 senior corpses
so
there.
there should be a total of 27 records, but we have 26. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I was just about to say of 27, but then we changed the topic. So
fair. Yeah.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure that wasn't like you trying to get around us in game.
My bad. Yes, and he is a senior junior. He's a medium large as well. Mm-hmm. He's not a medium at large though. That is an escaped psychic.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Nice little deviant joke there. That was nice.
That's a pretty good one. All right. So heading into this destroyed facility, you just start seeing number signs go in your head of, oh, this is gonna be like 1.3 million in retrofitting and repairs, not even talking about the supercomputers, because this thing probably had to run off a quantum computer to do its data analysis testing for like whatever.
I start muttering numbers under my breath, just like pricing things.
But however, the room is completely clear. 2 people in hazmat suits are going to approach, while a third one finishes like scraping some stuff through a portable computer that's kind of built into a suitcase. And the 2 are going to pop their helmets off, revealing that they're 2 decent looking like medical student aged men. Sir, doctor, the place is clear. You won't need any type of respiratory equipment inside of here. The virus did the job and has self-terminated.
Perfect. All right. Probably leave us the room if you could.
Absolutely. Dugan, just finishing this last sample. Another negative. I do not have a single trace of Lauren Donnelly in here, Doctor.
Thank you.
Sorry, I wanted to make sure that I did it 3 times, just to be sure. As specifications. She'll flash you a beaming smile and head toward the door.
You're doing excellent work, Dugan.
Alexis.
What time is it?
Right now, it is about 4 p.m. You've been working at this all day, unfortunately.
Well then, did you share the 5 o'clock note, Abigail?
Yeah.
Did you mail that out? Like, I just want to make sure that my character would know that.
Yes.
So, if this Lorian is needing someone at the Red Rocket 5, I feel like we might get more answers if we head over there at some point before 5 o'clock.
Have I gotten any responses from my agents?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
If there is an option to catch them in the act, I'd say it's worth some travel.
Sounds good.
It's true.
Harper, now that the place is free and has no chronoton debris, I just wanted to give you the option here. It'll only take you a second to do it. You've got plenty of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, it was the best joke of the game.
Uh-huh. No, my time is money joke is the best joke of the
Oh,
game.
yes.
That's why I have time magic, because time is money.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
So how does she go about doing this? I'm curious what her system is.
So yeah, I was trying to figure out how I work with time magic, and a lot of it I think is depending on what sort of thing I'm doing. Like for the more advanced kind of more magical stuff, it's things like inventions and gadgets and stuff that I that have been built to allow me to do this. But I think for smaller effects, it's just like I'm doing some advanced calculus and possibly, depending on what I'm working with, stock market evaluations.
Okay, so basically you're just good enough.
Yeah.
Type of vibe. Okay, so if you're gonna use time 2 just to look back in time here, I need you need 1 success at difficulty of 5.
Okay.
You don't really have time to do ability enhancing magic here.
True, but I can spend a willpower.
You can spend a willpower, and you can use a device to lower that by 1 by adding an additional tool. Working with instruments when you don't need to.
That's a different one, actually.
Oh, is it a different one? Okay.
Yeah, when mages, not technocracy, but when mages reach a certain arret level, they don't have to. They can start not using tools.
Okay.
But technocracy always have to use tools.
Oh, you're right. I was thinking of it working with.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's like an extra.
Well, you have a personalized instrument for this, I'm sure. So go ahead. -1, so it'll be difficulty 4.
With the willpower, 4 successes.
Holy shit. Okay, so you are going to manage to look back in time to the precise moment needed using this, recreating the situation. So are you just doing this through, like, going through, like, evaluations in your head?
Evaluations in my head, but also I think, like, you said I might have, like, a device to help with this, so maybe just calibrations on the device and stuff like that to...
Cool. Does it project anything? Does it, like, do, like, a...
Yeah, I think it projects.
Okay.
Just plays out the scene like a little...
Okay, so that means that with 4 successes, all of you can see it, if you choose to allow them to, because that's dope as hell. And what you are going to see is as follows.
I exclude Abigail.
You just kind of, like, stand in front of it?
Yeah.
For those of you who are not used to Mage and the Technocracy, the Syndicate and the NWO are like a couple on the verge of divorce. Or who have divorced and are fighting over the kids.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. You are going to look back and see what appears to be a fairly routine test of people lining up to watch this weapon demonstration. Junior gives a brief, but hello everybody. Today we have a wonderful thing that we are going to look and see. As we have been working on this for a very long time, I'm very happy to have all of you here today. You are all wonderful people, and we are doing great things here. But I'm not good for speeches. I am good for blowing stuff up. Let's have some fun. Put the watermelon over there. And true to form, they were blowing up a watermelon as their first test subject. You will see, as you're looking at this, that Lauren, an attractive woman in her 30s with brown hair, actually kind of looks a bit like Abigail, to be honest, but with bangs, and like icy blue eyes, is looking in the corner, kind of rather upset, over by the control panel. All right, Lauren, fire it up! And she does so. There's an explosion, and using your time magic, you can go and slow down and speed up, do the instant replay thing. You are going to see that Donnelly looks like she activated another device as the first one went off. A grenade version of this camera detonated in the center beneath some of the floor panels. She and the question mark gun itself were shielded from it. At the end, she got up through the debris, carefully, using some procedures, managed to make it so that she left no footprints or traces, grabbed the question mark, and left the area on foot. Probably headed toward wherever that would be.
Let's hunt her down.
Sounds good. Now you have very little time, so as you pile in, are you taking the Jeep? How are you getting there?
Alexis will suggest the Jeep because she drives like a maniac.
We've got, like, what, 50 kilometers to cover?
50 kilometers to cover in less than an hour.
Yeah.
I have drive too. I can drive sort of.
What's your drive rating, Alexis?
Actually, she can't drive. I didn't put points.
You didn't take any drive? Oh, that's great.
I thought I was going to, and
like
then
she'll go, and then she'll happily just be like, "Move over."
Yeah,
and we'll
that's
hop into the drivers.
That works.
And she's got a duffel bag type thing, which is definitely full of guns and shit, which she just picks up and hoists over her shoulder.
That's exactly what I wanted from this. Okay, let me put on the
Harper will do the look at helicopter, look at limo, sigh, get in Jeep.
I love you, Jen. Thank
Alexis
you so
will
much.
be like, she's got all that spirit, yeah, and slap their like the side of the car, being like, she's got personality.
The bumper does not fall off, but it does wobble a little.
All right.
Okay.
Vosh will climb in as well.
Okay, so as you are headed that direction, I would like a Dex and Drive roll from you to go fast driving and off-roading.
Yay! I'm spending a willpower.
Do it.
Do it.
Dex and Drive, huh?
That's the wrong song. This is the song.
What's my difficulty for this?
Difficulty's gonna be 6. It's not that bad through here. And you're driving a Jeep.
Yeah. Really? I only rolled a 1 success, so it's 2 total.
2 total. As we're going into this, did anybody want to claim one of their nature to get a point of willpower going into this fight? Did anybody roleplay that throughout the game? So, what's your nature?
Trickster.
No, nope.
Don't think I did.
You didn't earn that one. Okay.
Nope.
I didn't do that.
Mine is also Trickster.
Okay, no. Oh, I'll give it to you.
Okay,
you were kind of you because you cock blocked the NWO. I'll give you that. Or you time blocked them. Anybody else? What'd you get, James?
I don't think I did. I have a deal list. I didn't really get a chance.
Okay. And Abigail.
Survivor, I don't think it came in.
Not until after this. Okay, blazing over the edge of the, blazing over the road, you were going to peel, tearing ass, going about 140 kilometers an hour down the stretch of road, at which point you're going to hear from the agent's pocket next to you, as she is swerving across these back roads leading into the desert.
Someone grab that.
Oh yeah, I got it. We'll reach over, grab the phone.
Hold on. Stick thumb or whatever on it, because it's probably thumbprint or ID.
Confirmed.
I'll hold the wheel.
Biosignature.
You can put your finger on the phone.
All right, as that, and you'll hear you'll hear Zort! Zort! Agent! Agent, this is Blue! This is Blue! We are overwhelmed here! We are overwhelmed!
En route.
We
Stand
are...
your ground. Well, shit.
Disconnected.
Well. Gas.
Vroom! All right. Driving forward.
Alexis like cocks her shotgun.
Can I prep an entropy shield?
Yes, that sounds great. Anybody who wants to do any prep as you are going may do so.
I don't think I can do that right now. I'm very distracted.
For example, putting up a force shield might be something that you would like to do. So what I think what you would probably do for that, you need as many successes as you would like. That is going to be Forces 2, which is going to be difficulty of... It's going to be difficulty 5 for you, if you want to do that, Robin.
Yep.
I would spend a willpower on this if I were you.
Yep.
And calibrating this, I'll only give it to you at 5, even though you're riding in a car, because you're not driving.
Okay.
So, difficulty 5, you have 3 dice. You want as many successes as possible.
Cool.
I'm also going to put up an entropy shield, so it's
sounds good. Same roll.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I'm glad I have willpower. That's 2 successes.
2 successes. I would say
also
that
spend a willpower.
you're half there, so I think you're going to want 4 successes, so re-roll at difficulty 6.
Okay.
You can spend willpower on this one as well if you'd like.
I only had 2 points of willpower. I've used them.
You should have 5 points of willpower.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah.
Oh, no one told me that. What? I don't remember
Yeah,
this.
you start off with 5.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No one
Does
told
it not
me
filled
that.
in on the sheet?
No.
And
shit.
I mean, it's on the list of things.
It's
but
okay,
yeah.
so you have
Is it?
7 then if you bought 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 7.
Okay. So now I have 5
Yeah,
now.
you might as well.
Okay, yeah, I will use a willpower.
Sorry. That's great. This is the only new player problem we have this game. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So-
I got 3 successes, so I'm going to go again
Okay,
with another
difficulty
willpower.
six.
Another
2. Okay, and that's with the willpower or without?
That was with the willpower.
Sounds good. Okay, so what you can do is you can give this to yourself, or you can give this to yourself and another person. Let me double check that. Boop, 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 boop. Is that number of people? Number of people. Base correspondence. Give it to yourself. So that will last for the remainder of the scene with 2 successes, and then 2 more successes we'll put it into. So you have 2... the first 2 points of kinetic incoming damage will be ignored.
Okay.
Yep. You have a minus 2.
Sorry, I got a total of 6.
Okay. Total of... Holy shit.
I rolled 3 and then 3 again, so...
Would you like to put your extra successes into duration or power? 2 successes go into scene. 3 successes go into day. 2 successes go into...
I'll go into day and then power.
Okay, that means that 6 levels of ambient entropic bullshit will be ignored. So that won't do... You're using entropy 3 on that. So what that will do is... Are you doing this as an incoming damage, or are you doing it as a... it is unlucky to shoot you?
I'm doing it as a... It's kind of unlucky to shoot me, and the probability of somebody actually shooting me is, you know...
Cool. What I'll do is I'll
minuscule.
say for the next day, anybody trying to target you with any type of physical action is going to be at a +3 difficulty.
Fantastic.
Cool, which is going to be good for me. All right, so as you're driving over the hills, anybody else doing anything? 3, 2.
Yeah, I'll pray. Yeah.
You had your hand up first, James.
Okay, I will go. I will go prime shield.
Prime shield. Okay, same thing. Difficulty of 5.
You said 5 first.
Yeah, I said 5. So difficulty of 5.
So probably 6 because I got 2 effects up already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless
3
you want to
successes
drop.
on the first roll.
Okay, you're halfway there. Keep going.
That's 2 successes on the second.
Okay, so that's 5 successes. So that will be a. Do you want slightly more power or slightly more duration?
What's my current duration?
Your duration is scene right now because I added it scene in 2.
I'll do a day.
Okay, so you have day and 2 absorptions at 5.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Or pardon me. You know, it's going to be 4 absorptions. I'm going to do 2 per level because that sounds better. That'll be the same with... Anyway, we'll talk about that when you take damage.
Yeah.
And Robin, your last thing?
Yeah, I wanted to, you said potentially, like, with forces, I could put more power behind my bullets.
Yes, that will be as you are shooting them.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. So as you are driving over the dunes of the desert, as it begins to spread across the land toward you, you find yourself very quickly approaching Red Rock, where you hear the sound of bullets. And then a massive explosion as a beam of blue light punches through a side of the Red Rock. And you are going to see the like a fine red mist just kind of fall onto your windshield. The scene in front of you is one of carnage. There is a huge semi parked next to a tent. It looks like Lauren came out here and has been camping overnight. A semi that's been re-rigged to look like a Mad Max dune buggy, diesel punk, giant coal rolling pipes, and a rather like short, fat Australian woman with a similar aesthetic, including one of those skull pilot caps dangling down around her, tons of piercings across her lips, tattoos on her exposed, flabby arm, is looking gobsmacked as Lauren holds up the question and liquidates Agent Red. And I'd like an initiative roll.
Yay.
Right.
Also, what wasn't told to me was initiative.
You're going to roll a d10, and you're going to add your dexterity and your wits. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so for Lauren, that's going to be 13.
Shit.
That's okay.
Goodbye, dice.
So
I
your
also
dex,
got a 13.
then you act simultaneously.
Cool.
All right. So you just roll 1 dice
so-
and add those.
If I have a Kevlar vest, which is a -1 to dex,
That lowers your initiative by 1.
so I just, okay. Do I
So you roll 1
roll a
d10
d10 and add the
you
total?
Add the total. Yeah. James, what'd you get?
Just 6.
Just 6. And Jen?
10.
10. Okay.
So it's going to be 15 for me with the -1 because I rolled a 10.
Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, and you didn't explode it, right?
Oh, I did not know.
Okay, good. You have to have a specialty for that on this one.
Yeah, I do
Okay,
not.
so that is, that's Lauren, and then, so then is Lauren /
So are we stopped?
You are still driving,
Okay.
unless you wish to stop. Alexis, then it is... Okay, so you are first, Abigail. I'm going to say that coming over the rise of this rock, you are about 20 meters away from her, and where the
Okay.
campsite has been laid out around back of this rock.
I believe my firearm range is 20 for the nearest one.
Yeah, that will work. Also, you are driving a car at 140 kilometers an hour.
I would like to stop. That is my plan.
Oh, okay.
Is to get, like, step 1 is stop. Step 2 is fling myself out of the vehicle.
Okay, that sounds good. Are you wanting to fire in the same round?
No, but I want to take cover and...
Okay,
like,
because you
get
can
my
by
stuff
splitting
out.
your pools.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
step 1 is make car stop.
Okay, so we're going to do this as quickly as possible, because the next game's coming in 10 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, so split... I think we can do this.
Okay.
You know what? Let's... I'm forgetting how to split dice pools. Panic. No. So I believe what you're going to do is you take both of the dice rolls.
Okay.
So take your pool, so it'll be Dex and Drive to come to a stop, and then Dex and Firearms, which is the lower pool.
Dex and drive is the lower pool.
Cool. You have that many dice to roll to allocate among the 2 actions. I believe that
Oh,
is...
shit. That sucks then.
Okay, so do you just
Yep.
want to try to stop it?
I'm just going to stop the
Okay.
Jeep and get out of it. is
Okay, Dex
basically
and,
my
then
plan.
Dex and Drive, difficulty of 8 to stop
With the
well.
vest, do I reduce a dice or
Yes,
just
you
do
do.
them? Okay, so I take 1 dice out. So So Dex and Drive. And Willpower. Because I still have a few of those left. I got a 9 and a 10.
Okay, you're gonna do it. The Jeep is going to definitely hate this, and you're gonna hear the transmission grind as she switches it down, and basically probably pumps it into neutral to bypass the anti-lock brakes. And I found that out the wrong way. And is going to straight across, skidding about 10 meters, not 10 meters, yeah, about 5 extra meters just because on that. You are now 20, we're going to turn this into 20 feet away from this gunfight and the misted tie that floats in the air. And are going to grab cover behind the side of the Jeep. Lauren and Alexis are acting simultaneously. Alexis, what is your action?
I would like to shoot her.
Okay, Lauren is going to turn at you. I'm not going back! And is going to fire the gun at you. Quick thing, anyone can cancel their action at any time to make a defensive roll, even if you're lower in initiative. So, she is pointing the gun at you, and needs to make sure that it works. 1 second. Cool. All right, that will just barely work. So what we're going to do is a dexterity and firearms roll. Dexterity and firearms versus dexterity and energy weapons.
All right.
And I'm going to be very generous with you, I think, if I hit you. So. Ooh.
I'm gonna spend a willpower on this.
Yeah, you know, she is too, actually, because she's 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm going to give you 1 point of armor from the Jeep.
Okay.
Because I am a kind and generous god. So, how many successes did you get?
7.
Okay, what you are going to do is you are going to roll your weapons damage. This is your shotgun?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't even need magic for this.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I don't think you will. If you wish to roll forces as well to augment now, you may.
What does that mean?
You roll your enlightenment.
Okay.
Against a difficulty of 5, spend a point of quintessence to lower that to a 4.
Okay.
And tell me how many 4s or above you get.
Okay.
Hot shot.
I got 3.
You got 3. Okay,
10,
so
10, and 5.
Cool. You are going to be doing an automatic additional 7 points of lethal damage with this shot.
Awesome.
Please roll me your firearms. Roll me. I need you to roll 14 dice against difficulty 6.
Okay.
I am rolling 10 dice of aggravated damage.
Ooh. I'm scared by your guys' reactions.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, you should be. 1.
Yeah. Yeah. You might get her, but you might also implode.
Oh, wait.
Okay, cool.
I spent a willpower. So, okay. And I said I was going to be nice by giving you a point of armor because this thing does not work against. This thing cuts through forces shields, unfortunately, because it's a prime weapon.
So 5. It's only if I have 4 that I get to re-roll 10s, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless do damage rolls always reroll? You know what? Screw it. It's a one shot. Damage rolls explode.
Okay.
Right? Who cares?
Yeah.
We're running this game for 13 more minutes. Let's do this.
All right, 9.
9?
Yes.
Okay, so what is going to happen is in a the car is going to a stop as the people in the back grab and duck. I'm not going back. She fires, and you are going to deal. I want you to count your health boxes real quick. Okay, look at the bottom of your sheet. That's how much health a person has. There is a zort noise as the energy weapon goes off. And then the sound of your shotgun cuts over it. Your shotgun rips through, gathering up the kinetic energy that you summoned into the shot. That perfect shot. You see how many health boxes that exist there?
Yep.
You did 15 levels of lethal damage. For those of you at home, I believe there are, what is that, 7 health boxes?
7.
So she can't even bleed out.
That was headshot.
That
basically.
was you used VATS to target her head and erased it. Like there's a brief moment of time slowing where you see her eyeballs fly in different directions, and as you raise, how are you shooting with the shotgun? Is it a pump? Or are you just like raising and shooing?
I think she's gonna like stand up on the chair of the Jeep and look over the windshield, and she's just gonna boom.
Sounds good. There is going to be a Zort, and you are going to feel strangely cold. Are you left-handed or right-handed as this character?
Right-handed.
Okay. You're gonna feel a strange breeze as Lauren's body slumps to the ground. It doesn't even hurt as you look down and see that your entire arm has vanished in a blast of plasma energy that rips out the front of your Jeep and does 4 levels of aggravated damage to you. Your left arm is gone.
Cool.
And the wound next to it has cauterized. You can see part of your lung through the ripped and exposed ribs. The blood vessels are not leaking, though, which is nice. And you start to faint at that point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably.
The
Welcome
fat woman,
to Mage.
yeah, the fat diesel punk woman looks over and goes, "Ah, fuck this! I don't want her! She's all yours! I ain't for killing." And she's gonna get into her truck as her action and try to drive off because fuck this. Jen, it's your turn. What do you do?
The thing I was going to do doesn't make sense anymore. Damn.
You want to rewind time so you can kill her yourself?
Can
You can undo that shot if you really.
I'm gonna do something ridiculous just because we have like 5 minutes left.
Yep.
I'm going to rewind time so that I can use entropy to be like, I paid for that, it doesn't work anymore, so that she's not injured.
Oh, so oh my God, yes. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Man.
This is where Mage gets weird. Okay, so
What the fuck?
okay, so
it gets worse.
we are at difficulty of there are no sleepers present, so difficulty 4. That is time 3, so that is difficulty 7. How many effects do you have up right now? 0?
1.
1. Okay, so that is not an additional difficulty. Rewinding time is an additional +3 difficulty, meaning that you are at difficulty 10 for this. How much quintessence do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, difficulty 8.
I'm going, yep. And I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay.
And
I believe it's +3, turning time backwards.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. And did you wanted to make a conjunctional entropy effect?
Yeah.
Okay.
To turn off the beam so that it doesn't go off, and because I paid for it.
So that will be difficulty 9. I'll allow entropy 2. The safety was on.
Excellent. Difficulty 9?
Difficulty 9, and you have a willpower. Just don't roll a 1.
Yeah. 2 successes.
Okay, I gotta roll your paradox real quick. 1 sec.
Plus the one that, remember, I have from earlier.
Okay, holy crap. Jen, I rolled all successes on your paradox backlash, which means that they... Oh crap. Okay, you're going to take 5 points of paradox. And basically what's going to happen is you are all going to watch part of Alexis's arm just vaporize as she starts to lose blood on the cusp of death. Her Jeep just evaporated and she starts to fall out of the Jeep. The doctor's grabbing his medical equipment, and then as Alexis starts to lean toward the ground, fuck this! And we are back at the moment that Alexis fires. Do you just say, would you say anything when this happens, Jen?
Yeah, I actually do say I paid for that. Like, hey, I paid for that. That's mine.
And you hear click. What? As her head evaporates. And at that point, looking around, I'm gonna give you 10 points of bashing damage for that. and you're just going to just faint. Like, your blood sugar crashes, and Harper's on keto. She needs a snack. Like, just dump. Harper's just gonna and pass out.
That tracks.
And all of that, you are still gonna hear, "Oh fuck this!" from the large Aussie woman as she gets in the diesel and drives off as quickly as she is able. James, what do you do?
I think I'm gonna run over and secure the gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you look down, sure enough, when she fired and turned toward you, she must have bumped the safety. You got to be careful, though. This equipment has not been tested under optimal conditions. As you secure the site, we're going to fade out. You have figured out what happened. You made it so that a little bit of further investigation reveals that it looks like Lauren had made a deal with a local member of the Society of Ether, one of the mages, in order to defect to them and actually do some good work for the world in exchange for tech. However, you get the feeling that even for the Society of Ether, the death of 26 other people for a clean break like that was probably not in the cards. All of you are going to receive positive marks on your performance evaluations. And yes, Abigail?
Oh, I'm just every single person who seemed overly unhappy and having second doubts is being forwarded along, recommended for psych evaluation / reconditioning.
Sound fantastic. And as you fade out, you are going to yeah, you did it. You managed to catch Lauren, or what was left of her, at the end of this, and the Technocracy would have preferred to capture her alive, but they'll take what they can get. And that's where I'm going to call this one shot for tonight. Thank you for coming and supporting us during Onyx Path Con. Did you guys have a good time with this one?
Yeah, good.
This
is just a one shot.
This is just a one shot. So this is the way the game works, Robin. This is what you're getting into.
God.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's the best game.
I can't wait to get more familiar so that I can think of weird shit like that.
You can do a familiar.
Yeah, hang out and talk to us. Like we'll tell you all the cool shit you can pull off.
Yeah. So congrats, good job, Jen. Continuing. Jen is always and shall always be the queen of paradox.
Yep. Good job.
So, folks, if you like what we did here, we are the Dork Tales team on Dork Tales right now during Onyx Path Con. You're going to see a bunch of other great role-playing game creators and streamers on here over the weekend. Please, go give them a follow. But hey, you're here with us. Give us a follow. Give us a sub over on our YouTube where you can watch all the back episodes. If you missed this one, it will be in the VODs because we do not have restricted VODs on this channel. And an edited version will be going up sometime next week after the con when I've had a chance to sleep. And I really hope that you come back. We're going to be running on tomorrow morning on Occultist Anonymous. I'm running a sci-fi 1940s game set in the Chronicles of Darkness world with Hunter the Vigil rules. Then I'm in a panel tomorrow evening, and then on Sunday I have 2 games. One on Occultist Anonymous, which is a pirate-themed game that involves ghost pirates or vampire. I'm working out which one it is still. And then we're back here to end the con. I believe we're the last Dork Tales slot for Ghost Hunters, which will have Robin and Amy in it as well, so that'll be a lot of fun, and Christine as well if you know the channel. It's going to be a great weekend. Please support Onyx Path. They do great work. I want to thank Onyx Path for having us do this and allowing us to be the World of Darkness channel, because we're back, baby. And definitely, please tune in next month when we start our live play of Mage the Ascension, the Victorian era. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing you there. Take care, everybody. Have a great day, and enjoy the con. Bye.
Bye.